4 times. Atomic penetration, rapid fire through your skull. Shot it home and taking it back to the days of trying to lose control. Swerving in a blaze of fire, racing through my bones. Oh shit, I'm feeling it. Tachyon, hell yeah, fuck yeah, I feel like killing it. Tachyon, alright, that's not what it's like to experience. Tachyon, out of the blue, wind through the bag, door coming through like fuck, what was that? I don't know, but it made me feel so heated. How we creeping out, showing you jazz. Shit from below, give a shit if you know, cause even if you did, bet you keep coming back. Back for more, need a man, yo, addicted to the heat, we make beats cash. Till bleed to death, each track, epileptic sees every head we crack. Like EPMD snapping next as we tap energy from everything on and off the map. Oh shit, I'm feeling it. Tachyon, hell yeah, fuck yeah, I feel like killing it. Tachyon, alright, that's not what it's like to experience. Tachyon, Tachyon, shot down your throat like a keg of beer. Choke on the smoke, we in and exhale till the whole chamber is clear. That's not so fucking weird. Try to stay in this atmosphere, but they can't cause it's way too shit. How to make a hater disappear. Take shit where it ain't never been. Fuck what you thought, could not comprehend this shit if I fist your brain with a 10. Nah, hey, 7 triple snap, hey, 7 triple snap, hey, 7 triple snap, hey, 7 triple 6, 5, 4 times. Criminal level, quick lightning storm, out of way or get up torn. And the picture big enough to feed what we dig up from the core. All the day, forgot ever was militant march of this war. Tachyon, taking them down, all we see is blood. Tachyon, turning them out, had a trick, gotta freak that buzz. Shit, I'm feeling it. Tachyon, hell yeah, fuck yeah, I feel like killing it. Tachyon, alright, that's not what it's like to experience. Tachyon, lyrical forcing you to drip on the moon and fire we spray. Cryonic, haunted bullets, hollow dip with toxic waste. So here's the deal, if you don't feel it, don't wanna know we're near my zone. That shit is dead, can't nobody get with that shit, gets dialed tone. Tachyon, bitch, slapping pussy, clots and clothes. The Tachyon, setting off, you the bombs inside your dome. Give it up, bitch, you know this is it, get with this again, left cause it's on. Tachyon, Tachyon, triple 6, 5, 4 times. Lyrically forcing you to drip on the moon and fire we spray. Cryonic, haunted bullets, hollow dip with toxic waste. So here's the deal, if you don't feel it, don't wanna know we're near my zone. That shit is dead, can't nobody get with that shit, get style tone. Tachyon, bitch, slapping pussy, clots and clones. The Tachyon, setting off, you the bombs inside your dome. Give it up, bitch, you know this is it, get with this again, left cause it's on. Tachyon, Tachyon.
Oh my god. I started watching Maul. I binged. We're on the last 2 episodes. It just came out today. Tell me why that shit's so overrated. It's so overrated, man. Why do people like it as much as they do? It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's like I feel like people were talking about it as if it was like cinema or some shit. It's like, okay, this is okay, but like I don't even feel like I learned anything new about Maul, and we're on like last 2 episodes. What about Darth Maul am I supposed to be learning that's so fucking new that it warranted this fucking show? And then we have like 2 Jedi characters. Oh, here's 2 other Jedi characters. He wants another apprentice. Wow, amazing. Cool. This is what we made the show for. We didn't have anything else to say. We didn't have anything else to do. D3C1. Welcome. This show is beyond overrated, man. The best part of this show is some of the animation. And I will admit, there is some... no, not really. Not really. Because any Star Wars show can do this. Any Star Wars show. I was going to say there are some like nice little side robot characters that were kind of unique and funny or whatever, but who cares? Who cares? Any Star Wars show can do this. I haven't seen 9 and 10 yet, but apparently, fuck it. I don't care. I don't care enough about this show. What? How's this duel go? Darth Vader. Oh, we got Darth Vader again. Why didn't we have an Inquisitor? We had Inquisitors in the show. Why didn't we like fully flesh out the Inquisitors, give them actual character depth or anything, motivations, anything? Do we want to do anything with this show? Anything different? Anything interesting? No? Cool. Well, we got Darth Vader again. Cool. He's just everywhere, guys. He's just everywhere. Just gonna bitch out Maul here.
Come on.
A 3 right here. Easily, just, you're not even a challenge. Not even close.
Useless. We need to move. Run.
Gonna get carried by to like the narrative. Any people that survives because Maul's doing a one-on-one here. This animation's cool. The animation is cool. The animation is relatively... It's nicer looking than a lot of the other projects by comparison. But that's not really like that much of a big deal. It's like, okay, cool. You did better animation. You know, better substance and story, please. Can I get better substance and story, please? Can we do anything meaningfully different that isn't immediately predictable? Probably not. Oh. I'm on season 2 of this. Sorry, before we actually get into like any content, I just kind of want to rant about what I've been watching. Okay, Hitmonkey is great. Hitmonkey, I'm on season 2 right now. Hitmonkey's great. It's underrated, underappreciated show. I highly recommend it.
You're gonna have to kill some evil people. That totally question.
A little corny at times, but overall,
I don't want to make it weird, but you and me.
I think this show was great. I'm on season 2 now. Animation solid, action's pretty solid. Most of the characters have enough depth there, enough substance there. Yeah, season 2 looks like it's starting off promising. I don't know if they're going to do any more of that show. Is there ever going to be anything? It's like severely slept on. Hitmonkey, are they ever going to do a season 3? Probably not. Probably never. When was season 2? When was season 2 of the show? Release. How long ago was this? 2024? We're on 2026. We're not getting 3. They probably scrapped that shit. Does not have an official release date and its renewal has not been confirmed. Yeah, we're not getting another. It was not appreciated. It was not promoted enough. Also, very unfortunate. I'm sure most people, if it weren't for the fact that the Marvel logo is right up on the top, they wouldn't even remotely begin to think like, oh, that's a Marvel project. Lo-fi music. Lo-fi chill wave. What am I in the mood for? Okay, VHS 1998. Or Blockbuster 1985. Fuck it. Fuck it. Blockbuster stuff. There we go. Cool. Okay. All right, chaos unfolding. Chaos unfolding, guys. No, I hate this music. Fuck this. Just keep it simple. Just let it all just pop here. There we go. Okay, we need to save this for future streams, just in case I cover something. Oh my god. It looks unhinged. It looks crazy. That's awesome. It's very cool. He's been a little erratic, just constantly checking in on Hassan. Checking for Israel updates, all that good stuff. Oh, let's start with this a little bit, actually. I put it in a tweet. Cowardly liar? Virtue signaling try hard. Darth Potato, which is a dumb name, by the way, for an app. Okay. Darth Potato Repsion attempts to receive the address of infamous Firebat in order to string bomb him at his home. When confronted, he lies through his teeth about what he meant. Quote, I want to do this. I want to string bomb him in real life. So he says here, if he live streams abusing his wife on camera, as they have done before, or places their newborn on a live stream, with any sexual content as they've posted in the past, with any kink fetish shit as they've done, I will absolutely call CPS. I stand by this. It'd be one thing if you get this information with the purposes of doing that, okay? Like given all the things that you see Firebat do publicly, right? Reasonable. To some extent. Reasonable. Especially if you're in the same area, right? That's not the problem. The problem is if you're suggesting that you're going to string bomb him for content, and this is why you're asking for his current address. So I ask here through my Emery Live account, what did you mean by you want to stream bomb him in real life right after asking for his current address? What do you mean by this? I never get a response. So we need a response from this loser here. This loser here needs to respond. Can we get a response here? Like, well, I mean, he says he responds. There is a fake response before this. And we'll show that. But first, we'll see.
Firebat, do you remember?
What exactly am I referring to? What comments here? Here are the comments here as displayed on Purple Perry stream.
Firebat, do you remember the apartment complex Breckenridge Heights? Specifically in Tumwater, Washington? I know that you know where I'm talking about. You once lived there prior. You don't live there anymore, so don't worry, guys. But I believe you were working at a golf course at...
Repsion is talking about the exact house that Firebat used to live at.
That's already a little crazy. Like, not... It's a little weird, okay? We're just talking about, like, old addresses. But whatever, it's not the current address. So, I mean... It's not the worst thing ever, but it's like indicative of I've done my research on you. I've done my research on you, buddy.
Came out. Repsion learned about Firebat, and they had the following VC, which I will now be leaking, where, okay, I'm just going to tell you what happened. This fucking Repsion guy said that he wanted Firebat's address so that he could show up to their house to fuck with them. That's what this guy is going to say in this VC. It's insane. You don't believe me? Oh, well, let's listen to it together.
Correct.
Oh, so I did...
They can't read either.
I don't even know how I should ask this. Does anybody know where his actual address is, like where he lives?
Does anybody know where he actually lives, what his address is right now?
Repsion asking for Firebat's address, right? Where does this person live?
Ask this. Does anybody know where his actual address is, like where he lives? I know he's like off the top of your head because I have an idea, and
Because I have an idea. Connecting, through a line, connecting. Asking for the address. I have an idea. This is like together. It's put together. Like it's correlated here with the intent to what?
I would totally fucking do this, and I want to do this.
I would totally do this, and I want to do this.
I want to stream bomb him IRL.
I want to stream bomb him IRL. This is interconnected with what? The address. The address. There is no other interpretation you get from this. I was in Troth's Discord and a private, public VC really in the server, and one of the people, I think he's in this call as well with Repsion, is trying to say, well, like the intention is just to call if something horrible happens because he's the one in the vicinity. He's the closest nearby. That's a reasonable thing. He was never going to actually go and, do something at his actual home address. That's not something that you can infer from what's being said here. That he would never do this. Like,
oh my god, that would be so Kino. That would be so fucking Kino. Yeah.
So, Repsion.
It's very specific language.
Saying, I have a great idea, guys. I want to Frank Castle Firebats. I want to harass Firebats at their house in real life. That's what he's saying. Bro wants to Frank Castle boogie Firebats. I'm pretty sure this would be illegal, right? Repsion wants to do this, It's insane. This is what Repsion wants to be doing.
He's like, I want to do this, and I want to ask why you're a rapist. It's like...
Like, what the fuck? And what's Femuse's reaction? Oh my god, that'd be so cute. Oh my god, absolute cinema. Like, there's like... Femuse is cheering on this person getting fucked with IRL. Having people show up to their house IRL. Femuse is cheering it on. It's on its face insane, but everyone in this VC is like cheering it on. Like, it's crazy.
Oh my god, that would be so Kino. That would be so fucking Kino. Yeah.
I was like, I literally want to go up to him and be like, why did you rape Sarah Faye? Why did you rape Sarah in person? And I will
Femuse is literally
absolutely do this. I want to go up and do this. I absolutely want to. Interconnected with the question for the specific address.
Sitting there clapping like a seal.
This is why he asked for the address.
At the idea of like somebody getting fucking harassed and
So it's crazy. What does he say? Other creators on YouTube are finally covering this dangerous domestic violence rapist. If you haven't watched it yet, you need to. I have some new upcoming content that's going to be released on them in the coming weeks.
Do you remember the apartment complex?
And then, Perry post, Green Gary post, sorry, not Perry, Green Gary. You say they're dangerous, but here you are being the one threatening to show up to their house to hassle them. Very concerning. Very concerning, true, very concerning if real. This response is just a lie. It's through and through. This is just a lie. I'm only going to respond to this once. This was not a lead call. There were over 15 people in the Discord call with me in a public Discord server. Okay. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares? Don't even know why you said this. Nobody cares. B. No place in my own audio that you post did I say I was going to show up at their house.
Remember the apartment complex? Know where his actual address is? Like,
does anyone know where his actual address is?
Where he lives?
I
know he's like off the top of your head because I have an idea, and I would.
I know. I have an idea.
Totally fucking do this, and I want to do this. I want to stream bomb him IRL. What are people supposed to gauge? What are people supposed to think when you connect the idea of asking for the address of this person's house and saying, I want to stream bomb them?
I would never do such a thing with anyone, nor would I tell people to do that. In fact, in my live stream, which you conveniently ignore, I made this point multiple times, even after Firebat told me to show up at their house. There's a private display of saying, I want to show up at their house. Basically, that's what's being inferred there. Understandably, somebody would infer that from what you're saying. Even after Firebat told me to show up at their house. I will condemn and disavow anyone who shows up at someone's house, no matter who they are. Okay. It's good that you're saying this now, but that's not what you were saying. And finally, I'm going to block you because you're absolutely disingenuous, attempting to claim I am doing something I have not done and do not plan to do. Showing up at someone's house is a violation of privacy. I don't care who it is, especially now that a child is going to be involved. If they're live streaming at my local park near me by themselves, I will absolutely stream bomb them and confront them for why they committed rape and domestic violence. Like, even that is a little unnecessary, I would say. Not quite the same, but it's just like, okay. Like, you're just looking for attention. What do you think this accomplishes? It's like, oh, it's like a live stream moment. It's like, haha, got the rapist moment. Like, okay. You already did that with your content as is. But okay. Firebat suicide baited directly after my video was made, which makes it even more important that I have their address for a welfare check if need be, or they hit, abuse their wife or own child. You know, it's not, none of this is your responsibility necessarily, but okay. I mean, like, it's not, I don't trust you with the address, but you already have their address, so what am I going to do? You know? I don't know if it's my really place to do this, but I thought about, oh my God, can you just fuck off? Fuck off. Oh my God, those things just show up out of nowhere. Very fucking annoying. Fuck off. I don't know if it's really my place to do this, but I've thought about calling CPS on Firebat once the child is born. No one should have to grow up in that environment. And then Ruption says, if you don't, I will. I would have to see, as much as I don't trust Firebat with raising a kid, I do think you would have to see some example of child neglect or violence or something like that before you just call CPS. Because otherwise it just comes off as you're just harassing the person. And it won't be taken all too seriously. Depends on what you give them as information, I suppose. But I don't... Okay. If he live streams abusing his wife on camera, as they have done before, or places their newborn on a live stream with any sexual content as they puts in the past, yeah. And then he just never specifies. What did you mean by what you want to stream bomb him in real life right after asking for his current address? It's like right after. Now, if that's not the intent of what's supposed to be said here, like you should probably clarify that wasn't the intent. But that's pretty obviously the intent. It's pretty obviously, like, everyone's gonna read that. So yeah, it's a little ridiculous there, I think. All right, cool. Let's see. Morale made a hit piece. It's only like 11 minutes. It feels like it's just like a small, video, shit talking, short fat otaku, and then there's a response here. So let's just get a little bit more on. Apparently, there's Shoe on Head SFO drama. All my homies hate SFO. Yeah, reasonably. Very reasonable. Very reasonable hatred. Morale says, does this happen often, Sleepy Davo? And then post something from Shoe on Head's Discord, I suppose. Here's a message from Shoe on Head. SFO is in my Discord server, and it makes me not want to fucking go there. I feel so bad for all of them. But like, this dude is getting so weird, and he's just sitting in my Discord server that you have to pay for. I am dreading talking to him again. I need to tell my mods to kick him or something, or I'll do it myself. I don't know. I miss them, but I also don't want to face this man. What is he saying? I don't like... everyone knows that watches this content, my content enough, knows that I fucking despise Shoe on Head. But like, what the fuck are you saying? What the fuck are you saying to make Shoe on Head uncomfortable, or any other woman here? Is this like a repeated pattern of behavior? What are you doing? I didn't actually pay to get in. Shu offered free invites during COVID. This was from years ago. Yeah, if some e-girl is getting this triggered at somebody literally just idling in a Discord server, she shouldn't be on the internet. There's no way there's no way that's the only reason. I have to see more, but this is crazy. Who is SFO and why do I hate them? SFO is he's basically liberal Zionist, like closer to conservative in some areas. Chaser, Destiny Orbiter, who is fascinated with trans women to a degree where it's like a fetishization. Chaser, yeah, basically just food shops, trying to get with food shops. Just total locale, total loser. That's about all you need to know for the most part. Just a total loser. Shu isn't just some e-girl dev, and you do have a reputation as a drama magnet. Shu on Head responds here saying, he's literally lying right now. My Discord was never free to get in. I don't know why he has to lie about 6-year-old drama. And then Dev says, yeah, Shu is just lying here, which is not surprising. During that initial lockdown wave in spring of 2020, she temporarily disabled monthly payments for her Discord because she said that she understood people were having a rough time with money. Also, I'm not lying about or digging up 6-year-old drama. Somebody else mentioned it, and I'm correcting the record. What is the exact drama here? Does anyone know? There are lots of targets deserving of this level of scrutiny, Dev, but Shu on Head isn't one of them. Then again, bullying anyone who dares to break the circle jerk is a classic leftist tactic, so not surprising in the least. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he does to make women just cringe and just like never want to interact with him because he's such a weirdo. Oh yeah, I think this one is the... Which one is it? Still don't have a response from Sleepy Devo. Fine with Wick as a moderator. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, he never responded to J-Stock's invite for debate. Because Dev was trying to say that the WHCD shooter was like a Hassan simp, like a Hassan fan, basically. And so J-Stock's like, we don't have anything on that. Why the fuck are you saying this? And so he challenged him to debate, and Dev's like, what do you want to debate me on? And then J-Stock says, I'd have multiple topics in mind, but since you want to retract the lie about the WHCD shooter being a Hassan fan, we could start there. Topic, was the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter a Hassan fan? You'll take the affirmative? And then still no response from Sleepy Devo. Fine with Wick as a moderator or nearly anyone else that's interested and has experience. Dev responded here saying, by the way, was reminded to post this here. Yeah, I got events mixed up. No, I'm not willing to defend this position in a debate with you, as I no longer believe it to be accurate. So why did you just say it in the first place? I mixed this up. Turns out it was this other attacker who was a Hassan fan. Oh, my bad. How do you mix up the White House, was a WHCD shooter with this event? It's a completely different event. What the fuck are you talking about? So must have been, Kilo must have had to correct this dude. Seriously digging up COVID drama. Jesus, he really did trigger you, I guess. I don't think I triggered him, to be honest. This crowd really just hates anyone who doesn't rapidly dislike Destiny or any of Destiny's pals. Kilo says, you don't figure it could just be the rabid dishonesty. Dev says, what rabid dishonesty? Yes, I like traps. Yes, I am bi. Yes, so is my girlfriend. Yes, I am a liberal. Yes, I am anti-Trump. What's the, is the gimmick, is his entire gimmick is to be like, yes, I like trans women, but like they're traps, and I think trans women are like subhuman. So it's like the gimmick is just like, they're less than human, but like I fetishize them and I still want to fuck them and get fucked by them, apparently. I want to be the bottom of trans women. Yes, I hate the far left and I hate the far right. Yes, I burn bridges with shitty people. People doing exposés on me acting like I've been hiding anything are retarded. You literally made up that the shooter was a Hassan fan. Your tweet is still up. Where's the evidence? Oh yeah, I was wrong about that. Sorry, I don't delete tweets though, because that's just trying to hide my mistakes, and you're a moral fag for whining about it. No. You have to correct. You would have to correct. It's not moral fagging, because you would do this to any other person if any other person was posting up like, oh, that shooter was a Destiny fan, without anything to back it up, and they never corrected the record, never deleted the tweet. Everyone's going to presume that your position is the same, and you're willfully lying, or you're somehow severely not paying attention and severely misinformed, and you still believe this to be the case. What's up, Zoo Phillips? Welcome. All my homies fuck with the wolf. True. Kilo says, I think I know you think I'm retarded, but you're obviously fine making baseless claims when they're about Hassan and then falling back on it was a little mistake when it's convenient in a conversation like this. Literally any other situation, you would obviously consider it prudent to remove misinformation you spread about people to make public corrections. Dev says, nah, in other situations, I don't delete tweets either. You're literally just pulling shit out of your ass. Kilo says, go ahead and say if you spread misinformation about somebody, you have genuinely no... Wait. If you spread misinformation about somebody, you have literally zero ethical obligation to correct it. Surely that is your real and genuine position. It's crazy. It's crazy. He gets totally fucking destroyed and just stops responding. That's always the go-to move on Twitter too. You know, like somebody has like a valid point when like the other person just stops responding completely and ignores the existence of the tweet. Something that's like right there, transparent, like you can't. So you're admitting that you do have an obligation to try to correct misinformation, and you only waited to do so when you were backed into a corner despite people being in your replies telling you were wrong for the last week. Or is this really just another pathetic Hassan is actually still bad though tweet? Yeah, it's basically that. It's like the correction is basically just like, oh, but like he's still a bad influence because like I misinterpreted like an idiot another event, and I'm associating that event with this event. Hassan's still bad. Here's my correction. Hassan's still bad. By the way, the responsibility wouldn't be on Hassan if that person was a Hassan fan for the act of shooting. That's not how any of this works. So, like, going with the narrative, I don't like trying to do this myself, personally. It depends on the rhetoric. It's really dependent on the rhetoric of, like, the, you know, the people that they follow, right? Where that could get into their head. But I think most times it's probably not wise to be like, the responsibility should be placed on like putting a target on any specific individual for a shooter's, actions. It's just, you're just trying to escalate something to go towards like a huge restriction on free speech. And you're inadvertently making the case that the Trump administration has been trying to do of rising tensions of like, okay, now we need to like lock up anyone who's like anti-American, anti-Christian, has controversial socialist values or immigration takes or something like that, which can, be up in the air for almost anything. Like, they're already trying to do that. So you're basically just targeting your own, and they don't make the distinction between liberal and leftist at this point. So, like, it's really stupid to follow through with this, like, idea anyway. Because it's only just going to come back on you eventually in the first place. Like, yeah. You're feeding the wolf only for the wolf to eat you later. I never watched much SFO, but it really seems like his entire persona is, you can't fit me in a box, which in of itself is its own hipster-esque box. Yeah. I know, at a certain point, it's just like, I do think like somebody can't be specifically boxed in into one label for anything really, right? But the the gimmick of some of these people is like, look at me, I'm like super duper different, is like really silly. Leaning on to that, like, I'm really distinctly different. I think differently than you. Look how differently I think than you. It's just a little silly. Okay, anyway, let's see. Dev, you were explicitly corrected, and rather than admit you were wrong, you responded with snarky evasions. How do you lie so effortlessly? This is when he was corrected about the Hassan shooter thing. Nah, he hated Hassan. He was a fan of your circle. And then Dev says, why wouldn't you just own this revolutionary action against the bourgeoisie? So, yeah. He got a little snarky in response when corrected. As like, he doesn't care. He doesn't care, obviously. Yeah, this is bullshit. This is a direct lie, actually. Okay. This is a direct lie. Is this not the first time you said you were wrong about the shooter thing? It took you being berated for days to admit this. And then Dev says, I wasn't on Twitter to see the berating. Yes, you were. I just came back with new information. Believe it or not, I don't live here. You, like, directly are lying here. You got the berating. You did see the berating. Yeah, I've been wrong about things occasionally. It happens even when you try not to be. I also hate the, okay, stop. Can everyone stop pretending? Believe it or not, I don't live here on Twitter. Everyone's using Twitter a lot more than they should. It's a very unhealthy habit that a lot of people are engaged in, especially if it's on your mobile device. It's kind of like a go-to thing. Like, can we stop with the cope? Stop with the cope. Stop with the cope. You're on Twitter a lot. You're on Twitter a lot. A lot of us are on Twitter a lot. To an unhealthy degree. It's kind of a problem. Okay? Guys, I'm above Twitter. I'm above Twitter. Like, I'm above you guys. I don't use Twitter like you guys. Like, okay, no one believes you. No one believes you. No one believes you. I promise you, no one believes you. Also, if you're not on Twitter that much, like, it's no one believe, even if this was true, no one would believe you if you say, I'm actually not on Twitter a lot. I'm not on Twitter a lot. No one's going to believe you when you say that. It just seems like pointless to even, like, talk about. Like, you definitely saw the berating. unfortunately. It's just like such code, man. Let's see. Yeah, I want to know about the shoe on head COVID stuff. What is up with that stuff? Shoes lying, bro. You know, it's sad. It's sad to say, but I can see either person being a liar in this case. But I don't see a reason for Shu to be a liar, as opposed as I do see a reason for SFO to be lying, because it would be less embarrassing. Twitter is fentanyl straight to my veins. Yeah, unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I don't have a clue what this is about, but how much does it cost? I'll give you 50 cents. Final offer. It doesn't exist anymore. It was $5 a month, a Patreon perk. Okay. All right. Well, where does it all start here? Because did SFO start it, or is it just Morale who started it? It must be that Morale started it and SFO just replied and like Shu saw it or whatever, for whatever reason. Let's see. People who AFK alone in Discord VCs are mad weird. Same with people who wait on other people to join and then immediately join. Just from this screenshot, it sounds like you were doing that and must be a massive dork. I've never heard of you, though, just from my first impression. He's just sitting in my Discord server that you have to pay for. I am dreading talking to him again. So it implies she's talked to him before, and it was not pleasant. It was not a pleasant experience. I didn't AFK in a Discord VC. I was just in the Discord as an idler along with the other dozens of servers I'm in. What does she mean by this, though? Sitting in my Discord server. I would just have to imagine sitting in my Discord server could mean that he's just in the Discord server or whatever. But I feel like this means actually like he was like AFK in the VC temporarily or something like that. For long enough that it like stands out. I need to tell my mods to kick him or something, or I'll do it myself. Sorry, sorry, I'm employed. What the fuck is an idler? Is it just someone who sets their status to idle? I don't understand why that would be a problem unless you would set it to idle and wait on people to join a VC and join them as well when you weren't part of their clique. Do you mean lurker? Yeah, I have the feeling that it's like... he just like idled a little bit too much and he was just in VCs by himself, AFK. Maybe thinking that like they would show up. I just have no idea what that behavior is for. Maybe he would do that and people would show up like soon after. Maybe he got indicators from like certain messages that were going on in the Discord server. I was always told the Shu Discord drama was petty and dumb, but I didn't think it was literally this stupid and petty. Usual suspects in the thread. I will sub on Patreon at your comrade level for a year if you ban SFO as long as... Anyway, alright, cool. Let's watch this video, and then watch the response to response. Okay, cool.
Aku, despite the rancid Shortfight Otaku, despite the rancid, self-deprecating name, is a political and philosophical content creator. Going by Dev, he struggles to gain any sense of notoriety as of recent, failing to at least get 10,000 views despite having over 140,000 subscribers. These
Also,
numbers
if
are
you're not a
dwindling.
blue button pusher, there's the blue button thing. Like, you've lost. This blue button, red button question is the dumbest fucking question I've ever seen in my life. Primarily because it's like, well, obviously you press the blue. You gain literally nothing. Is it the Mr. Beast tweet or something? Blue button, red button. You gain literally nothing from voting red. Why would you ever vote red? Everyone on Earth takes a private vote by pressing a red or blue button. If more than 50% of people press the blue button, everyone survives. If less than 50% of people press the blue button, only people who press the red button survive. Which button would you press? If you vote red, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. Dude, you're an idiot. You're basically just intensifying the risk of just killing mass proportions of people. There is no point to it. And then not only that, the after effects of killing that mass amount of people that voted blue, you're killing you're killing your society, your civilization. It decays over time, quickly too. It gets really bad. Then more people die, and possibly yourself through starvation or any other means. Maybe somebody's on a plane. Maybe planes crash. Tons of planes crash, or tons of car crashes. Tons of different things can happen at different. It's just ridiculous. Like the butterfly effect of doing this is just insane. There's no benefit to voting red. There's literally zero. You haven't thought this through. Everyone on Earth takes a private vote. What I would want to know, I would imagine people would know when you're taking the private vote, that the knowledge of why you're pressing blue or why you're pressing red. With this knowledge, you should always press blue. You should always press blue, unless you're just evil. That's the only you're a selfish, stupid, evil person. The fact 44% voted red tells me a lot. Tells me a lot. Why would God do this? I don't know. I don't know. Go pray to him. Figure it out. Maybe he'll answer. Anyone who chooses blue has it coming. Save yourself. The odds are clear. Don't you know game theory? Fools care about others. I'll take the lifeboat. Why aren't you considering that your own life is all that matters? Only red voters. Yeah, this is insane. There's a low trust society because you are insane. You are an insane person. You are a part of the problem of the low trust society. You are a selfish retard. Except people will die anyways, because the fact is, majority is picking red. In a real situation where people have reasonable fear for their lives, there should be no fear. Given the premise of the question, there should be no fear, because you're just voting. You just vote blue, and you're like, okay. Everyone should immediately just go to, I'm voting blue. No one's life is at risk at this point. If you're voting red, you're suicidal. Let me simplify it for everyone. You enter the ultimate death gamble. You and everyone who presses this button dies unless more than 50% of people choose to press this button. You just press blue. Everyone presses blue and nothing happens to anyone. It's very simple. Nothing actually happens if you all press blue. Like you're like just like an enemy against humanity if you press red, because you're risking stuff for nothing, for no reason. It's a self-interested option here. Red is a self-interested option. Why would you ever press this? You're putting everything at risk just by pressing red. And you're probably going to die when you press red for the after effects of what happens. You have no idea what you're talking about.
As well, but he still keeps chugging along. Maybe if he put this much effort into literally anything else, he wouldn't be an ugly, fat, disgusting, lying piece of shit. On the 26th of April, Hassan and Ben Shapiro have a little spat on Twitter, and as you would expect from a degenerate, bottom-feeding scum, Dev decides to try and do an epic own on Hassan, claiming that the recent Trump shooter was actually a Hassan.
Yeah. A recent Trump shooter was a Hassanoid, by the way, and it's like, how do you mix that up? How do you mix that up? How do you lie and mix it up this badly? Or like, oh, this person was a shooter, Hassan fan, and it's like, how do you mix that up with a previous other terrorism event that I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they didn't shoot up anybody. So how do you mix that up?
Fan. Does Dev show any evidence for this? No, not at all. In fact, the shooter was actually retweeting critiques of Hassan and disagreed with him politically. Hassan points this out, and instead of taking the L, Dev says, step up to debate.
Either step up to debate or step off. This pussy Twitter safe space shit got old years ago. This is literally what he does. From what I can gauge, he's like running from JStock. Why do you keep running from JStock? What is the point? You're going to have the conversation eventually. You're already embarrassing yourself on Twitter. Might as well embarrass yourself on stream.
Or step off. What? You just lied about an attempted presidential assassin being a Hassan fan, got proven wrong, and your response is debate me, bro.
Yeah, not only did the shooter RT criticisms of me claiming I was promoting antisocial behavior on his way to kill the president, he was also a major supporter of pro-Israel liberals who spent the last 2 months claiming I was fomenting violence. And it's like, no response. It's just basically, just go debate, go debate, go debate, go debate. It is valid. It is valid. It is perfectly valid for somebody to not want to debate Destiny. Like, he has shown time and time again that he is like the most bad faith piece of filth possible. And I don't mean bad faith as in like, oh, like no one should ever debate Destiny, because I think plenty of people can, but like most people would probably not want to, because it's like literally arguing with somebody who kind of just makes up shit and just works off rhetorical retorts or whatever, and throws shit at the wall during his conversations. Not all conversations, but a lot of them. If he feels like he's on the back foot or whatever, he'll just present an approach as if he's winning or whatever. It's like it's a rhetorical style that is basically built to, no matter what's being said, is basically just scoff off the valid points, and then just machine gun out points at fast pace that sound in the moment maybe like coherent. When you really dig into most of what he's saying, it's like a bunch of dog shit. And he's been getting worse and worse at it, by the way. So, like, why would you waste your time with somebody that engages in, like, the most egregious manner?
I'm sorry, Dev. What would the debate be about exactly? There is zero evidence for your claim and plausible evidence for Hassan's defense, you fucking idiot. But hey, just so you know I'm not compromised, Hassan shocked his dog, and as an empath, that truly affects me. Let me introduce you to performative activism. Hassan is bad, so nobody's really gonna care if you lie about him. Dev gains social capital by lying about Hassan, claiming that the recent Trump shooter was a Hassan fan. Instead of arguing in the replies for his position, he does a quote retweet battle where he substantiates nothing. The goal here isn't to prove that Hassan is wrong, or more specifically, that Hassan does harmful content
I think the music is mixing in. Let me turn off this one for a while.
that creates politically violent people. The goal here is to look like you're a genius debater who owned Hassan on Twitter. You look smart to the drooling DGG cum guzzlers you've aligned yourself with, but this proves nothing. Ultimately, you lied about Hassan, and you will never take accountability for this lie or the several others I will point out in this video. Because with a dying YouTube channel and nothing really going for you, what more can you really do while you sit on your lard ass all day playing pedophile slop games? Really pushing boundaries with a 13 live concurrent, fatty. The step up in debate line Dev so proudly shouts is also extremely pathetic, given he is constantly ran from JStock, a streamer who is opposed to Destiny.
As the other thing is, Hassan is going to be debating Sean Hannity. He's kind of like moved up a little bit. He's got bigger targets, more valid targets at this point. Like there's no reason to engage with people below you and that have engaged in such a way that there is no way that you can get anything good out of it. There's no point. Like, you lose by just engaging with filth. Like, it's a lose-lose situation. It doesn't matter. Like, you platform filth. You let filth, like, go on your big platform when they have a small platform. You just encourage the behavior even further.
Because instead of debating JStock, talking to him directly, or DMing him, he would rather gossip in Destiny's offline chat about him. JStock tags him in his server to confront him for lying, and Dev doesn't respond. Dev makes a claim about Pixie using the court system in bad faith, says he was proven right, and yet again, JStock confronts him, and he does.
Wait, what's this tweet? With the court transcript finally being unsealed, it turns out that everything I said here was just true. Destiny legitimately has some behavior he needs to apologize for and make amends for in this story. Pixie has clearly been using the court system in a bad faith, making untrue claims, using the process to silence criticism.
Proven right, and yet again, JStock confronts him, and he doesn't.
He seems to be willing to answer me when I ask, so I'm super happy SFO is taking a look. What in the transcript proves Pixie was using the court system in bad faith? Do any facts from the transcript materially change the direction of the legal case?
Spawned. Dev is extremely willing to make claims about people without substantiation. He will say Pixie is an evil succubus whore, but will never explain himself. This results in Dev constantly virtue signaling, doing performative activism, and running constantly.
They haven't really thoroughly explained any of that at all, where I feel like I still don't understand like what the argument is about Pixie being in bad faith. Food Shop's response to this, by the way, is she made a video on it, or is it just in her stream? Is it over here? Or is it in another stream or something like that? It was a stream before, I can't remember. Oh, there it is. Is it not public? Didn't this just happen not too long ago? One day ago. I don't know.
From debates, all while criticizing Hassan for doing the same exact thing. What if I told you Dev actually had a pattern of lying though, and this wasn't just the one instance with Hassan? Let's start small. Someone asks Dev if he's okay with pedophiles in his community. Dev says, no, that's why I banned you. In contrast, here's a clip of Dev saying he feels bad about banning pedophiles in his community as long as they're not preying on children in his Discord.
If I knew for sure that someone on my server was trying to diddle kids, then I'd ban them like 100%. Yeah, but like, off your server though? Hey, Dev.
Is that wait? It's like the conduct. He's like, the conduct is bad, but as long as they're not doing it in my server, it's okay. It's okay to be it's okay to be in my server. If you're doing off-platform behavior such as that in other servers, you know that's your own thing. You know, But you won't get banned if you're doing that behavior at all. You won't get banned from my server. But if you do it in my server, you will get banned.
What's up? Hey, Holznander, what's up? Like, if none of it was happening in your spaces, it just, I don't know. It feels wrong to me.
On Twitter, I make a reference to Lilith Lovett being a fan of Shadman. Dev criticizes me for saying I came without.
All it took was people shitting on him for befriending several transgender pedophiles. Liquid Sonic responds, it would be great if there was a video people could be pointed to when you say this. Morale says, I'd rather neck myself than make a video on that weird Shadman trans girl he's buddies with. Well, here we go. Here it is. You guys are weird as fuck. At least have evidence in the chamber when you take a swing, bro.
Evidence. This is funny considering he had no evidence for the Hassan shooter thing, but sure, let me substantiate my claim. Unlike you, in 2018, Lilith Lovett did a cosplay of Shadman. This was after Shadman sexualized real children.
We had a great time at SAC Anime last weekend. The lovely Lilith Lovett stopped by our booth in their Shadman cosplay. Check out their Twitter at Lilith Lovett. Next stop, Anime Bashi at Rose City Comic Con.
Daphne Keene, Keemstar's daughter, and Lieutenant Corbus. Lilith Lovett also promoted the same DIY HRT website as Keffels, the same one with the lolicon packaging, the same one that was criticized for attempting to circumvent pair. They had to cross the street in order to avoid spontaneous child abuse.
Like, for example, I wouldn't even walk on the same side of the street as a kid, like in real life, just because I had POCD. I was definitely scared of kids. Yeah, I was just like incredibly definitely scared of kids in general, because I would be so scared that I was like a real pedophile that
I was scared I was actually going to do something. Dude.
I would convince myself that I was a monster, that even breathing like the same air as children would be be a violation.
Food shops would attempt to show emails to justify their therapist supposedly prescribed.
Let's see. You need to find a doctor. I would start with your insurance and see if they suggest providers to you. Also ask other people you know in this area, friends, coworkers, if they have a doctor they like. Works perfectly fine with me. In addition to a doctor you have in.
Lolicon pornography as an answer to this troubling problem. The email had nothing about Lolly or POCD included. Later, food shops admitted that Lolly was only briefly mentioned.
So you've been to therapy for the POCD thing, and you consume Lolly separately. So have you ever
well,
told
I went to I went to therapy for OCD in general.
Okay,
sure, yeah.
So have you ever does the Lolly consumption, does that come up in your therapy sessions? You don't have to tell me, but
it came up in one session only, and only as a side tangent.
Food shops lied about being prescribed lolicon porn to attempt to justify consumption and even views Lolly as drawn child pornography.
So yeah, that is a direct lie. It comes out in a side tangent, but it's never specified unless context is taken out here, which I don't think it is. Unless in that side tangent, that person's prescribing the lolicon.
Yes, I consume lolicon, okay? Yes, I recognize it is drawn child pornography, okay?
Dev will say food shops isn't a pedophile, but
Your buddies with food shops in Destiny. They're not pedos. Dev had a more explicit tweet along the lines of food shops isn't a pedophile, but I'm unable to find a tweet. I'm not sure if he deleted it or if I just can't find it. Here's the best I can find. Short notice. They're not pedos.
Really, let's just hear it from food shops themselves.
Let's say you're a pedophile and you're trying to hold yourself off.
Is he trying to hold to the clinical definition of pedophilia? And it's like, you can't really even hold on to that argument very well. It's like, at all. Like, how do you can see why people think food shops, certainly, more than Destiny even. But even Destiny, why you would think they're pedophiles.
Lolicon, Lolly, right? You're trying to hold yourself off so you don't...
I am a pedophile. I like femininity.
But do you like it more or less than like masculinity?
I want a cute little girl that I can wrap my arms around. I need to have a little girl to wrap myself around. I need to have like a 12-year-old.
It's hard to take Dev at his word when he is so obviously psychosexually compromised at the sight of a borderline crossdresser, really taking in the pre-transition photos as he went along. His wife even caught on to this, making fun of him for chasing mid-trans hole on Twitter.
Oh man, so I got a private message of Scrumps. He was talking to other people. It was like leaked to me a few months ago.
Okay.
He's now saying that apparently I was like in love with Lilith and I was pining over her while he was fucking her the whole time. Like, completely fucking delusional bullshit. She's cute, but no, I was never interested because I'm not like a fucking retard simp.
That's not fucking true. You flirted.
Oh, really? Okay. Gotta do is getting swallowed. Anyway, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, pining, definitely not. Wanted a good digging down from? Yes.
No, man. Can I just not have any honest, real conversation with you anymore because you're like this right now?
Good digging down from. That's crazy. And he's like super agitated here about this.
Listen,
He's not happy about this.
listen, I'm on your side. I'm still saying. What the fuck? Well, they don't get swallowed. Can you restart?
I don't know how. How do you start?
I don't know. I'm asking if you can.
Don't know.
Okay. Not like actual flirting, just like casual, just being like fuck Twitter flirt. You fucking say you fuck traps on Twitter all the time.
It's not flirting, it's goofing around. Flirting means, okay, for it to be an actual flirt and not just a joke, there has to be real intent behind it.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true. You can just casually flirt and it doesn't have to have any like true intent of like having any sexual intercourse or romantic involvement at all. It's just
I need a poll.
it's just massive cope here. Massive cope. He
I need
knows
a poll
this.
about
No
He
guard
knows
this,
this. He knows this. He's stupid, but he's not this stupid.
about whether or not telling a woman you'd fuck her on Twitter counts as flirting.
Intent is a part of flirting, Naomi.
I'm not cheating. I'm just goofing around.
It's not cheating, though.
Dev framing his relationship with Lilith as normal is a bit dishonest. He was really interested in this trans baddie, so much so that he would go onto her Kiwi Farms thread and start defending her from A-logs. Not well, mind.
Short Fat Otaku, he's a Canadian YouTuber who does politics in the same sort of vein as Sargon, but less schmuckling. He's not bad even if he does let his girlfriend fuck him in the ass. And then he responds, her cock is bigger than mine, I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of the messages are just gross sexual comments, but an attempt was made nonetheless. Dev also lied in my little Twitter spat with him.
I'm not gonna lie, Morale. Your part of the internet is just not one I pay attention to all that much. When somebody in your neck of the woods shouts, I want to debate Dev, I don't see it. Dude, this is just not true. He pays attention enough to where he went into my stream when I was covering like a panel that he was a part of. If you know enough to go and find my stream, you're paying attention. I'm sorry, dude. You're finding my stream. It's crazy. This has nothing to do with several transgender pedophiles, whoever they are.
Doing yet another
You're definitely paying attention. There's plenty of examples out there.
retweet, which I'm sure makes him feel super badass, saying how he doesn't pay attention to my part of the internet, implying he never saw JStock's offer to debate. This is such an obvious lie, I don't know why he even typed this out. I have personally seen Short Fat Otaku in Queeman's chat. He has called into Turkey Tom streams. He made a video about Chugga Conroy. He calls into Wick streams frequently. You engage with Destiny. You go into his offline chat and shit talk JStock when you're too.
The yellow guy is a JStock guy. Yeah, this is a post from Short Fat Otaku, Destiny the Lord. The yellow guy is a JStock guy. The red guy from my Twitter clip is not a JStock guy. He's a far-right A-logger. Wait, who's the red guy from my Twitter clip? A far-right A-logger. Is he trying to refer to Queeman there? Because I could see maybe at times where somebody would, if you watch like a Queeman stream, maybe at times you might catch a certain moment where you get an idea that he's more like far right socially or something like that. Who has sent his KF adjacent community on Wick for platforming me on his debate panels. Maybe that's not him. I don't know. Okay, yeah, probably not. Okay. Yellow guy is a JStock guy. It must be different people. He must be referring to different people then.
Scared to say it to his face. So much for those bullshit safe spaces you constantly
Either step. Oh, yeah.
complain about, by the way. In January, Dev tweets out saying, I actively killed my own channel rather than.
I actively kill my own channel rather than sell it to MAGA. You specifically have pointed this out to a dozen times now because you think pointing out my own principal stance somehow is own against me. I have zero regrets, by the way. I don't want the blood money.
and sell out to MAGA. I have zero regrets. This frames Dev as being a principled individual, one unwilling to sacrifice his values for things like money or social influence. Dev lied about Hasan, and when he was proven wrong, he refused to engage. Dev ran from debating JStock and lied, saying he doesn't pay attention to the space he himself is in as justification. Dev has a history
He's just
of
not
saying
interested in selling out to a very specific audience. You are interested in selling out your morals and principles just for a different audience. There's like leaning towards specific, like, you know, ideologies or thought processes or whatever, certain things where you're like, MAGA is way too far from me. But it doesn't mean you're not another flavor of like a sellout, you know, shill.
Is bad.
They stalk, they dox, and they're not above IRL harassment, including 4chan prank shit, like ordering a bunch of pizzas and taxi cabs to someone's house.
Yet he participates in communities where doxing is not only done, but justified and celebrated. Short Fat Otaku is a coward, a liar, an unprincipled loser, grasping desperately for any sense of relevancy by epically quote tweeting Hasan, despite very clearly being in the wrong. But hey, Hasan is bad, so it's all justified, I guess. The entire point of principles is that they work for people you don't like, or even your enemies. Dev is compromised and will lie about people he doesn't like to defame them, and will lie about people he does like to try to make them seem less bad than they actually are. Dev is the very thing he rants about in his videos and complains about on Twitter. There is way more I could put in here.
Let's see. What was the first one? June 19th, 2021? Thread exists because Null mad, and look, as soon as I stopped posting it slowly trickled into a stop and died, almost like there's actually nothing here and it was entirely personal. It's okay though, after I bump it, it will trickle to a stop and die again because there was never blah, blah, blah. Someone's watching this place with bated breath. I'm here because the last conversation in this thread where it dies will be about how Null is a F-slur who got trolled, didn't like it, and called a personal army. Watch, this thread will die after this.
Like him trying to defend himself on his own Kiwi Farms thread and looking like a total fucking loser, but I'm sure you get the point. I doubt Dev will ever respond substantially to any criticism, let alone mine, and ultimately, I think that's fine. It probably wouldn't break 10,000 views anyways.
Total Dev destruction. Him getting visibly upset at his wife when she jokingly called him out for flirting with Lilith was both painful and hilarious to watch. Dev was fine with defending MAGA till in 2022 he started defending PDF traps, and his chat told him he was wrong. Then he suddenly hated MAGA. He prioritizes things. Okay, he has priorities in mind. Okay. Okay, what's the response here?
I uploaded this
basically what we already read, but let's see Morale's commentary on it.
video. I saw a tweet by Dev that I had to include. So if you already saw this video, sorry, my bad. I'm re-uploading it with this segment. He does some of the most pathetic post-hoc cope I think I've ever seen, saying that he takes back his I was wrong because some other guy who got arrested for terrorist threats was a Hasan fan. Not the guy who did the White House shooting, by the way, seemingly just some random dude. So just keep this in mind during this video. Dev does not give a fuck about lying about political opponents. He will just do whatever he can to justify lying about Hasan, despite him totally just being in the wrong and admitting so. So yeah, awesome. Enjoy the video. Saying that Short Fat Otaku responded to my criticism is not entirely honest, as instead of taking accountability for lying about Hasan, this dysgenic freak decides to go 4 replies deep with Kilo. Let's take a look at some of these genius responses. This crowd literally just hates anyone who doesn't rabidly dislike Destiny. Kilo responds saying, "You don't figure it could be the rabid dishonesty?" Dev responds saying, "What rabid dishonesty?" A tactic, such as this, but his next tweet, he tries to tuck tail and cower, avoiding anything he's lied about, framing all
I think I already saw this.
accountability for lying. To be clear, this isn't me shouting from some soapbox saying that Dev needs to take accountability and he needs to make a massive heartfelt apology to him. I'm saying that Dev is continuing to be dishonest in his method of avoiding taking responsibility for lying. At the time of me recording this video, his tweet lying about Hasan has almost 1 million views. So don't get me wrong, I do want him to correct this misinformation to some extent, but ultimately his avoidance shows he is yet again being a dishonest freak. Okay, literally while I'm editing this part of the video, I was sent a tweet. Shiwan Head came out against Dev, calling him a liar. Awesome. I made a tweet with one of her Discord DMs basically saying that Dev makes her uncomfortable and that he's a bit of a weirdo. Dev responds saying that the Discord was free to join.
Okay, I think we got the gist. Is there anything I'm missing here? Oh, the food shop stuff.
Also, a 17-year-old girl who she was dating at the time, her IRL lolly, as well as Food Shops allowing her to join her Discord server when she turned 18. Food Shops claims this person was a catfish and claimed to be older, but they were banned from DGG for talking about dog cock, and then once again, when they were found out to be a minor. They were banned from Zonia's Discord as well for being a minor, so a bit strange, to put it lightly. Food shop, a 17-year-old girl who she was dating at the time, her IRL lolly, as well as food shops allowing her to
I think a strange situation, nothing necessarily wrong, except that it's pretty weird and feels like a corruption of what made SCP cool. Since you're 18, you can rejoin my server, do that. Hey, chat there a lot. I'm being told by the mods you were posting porno, NSFW, extreme stuff, in Gen Chat. Chill. You may have turned 18 now, but yeah, not that. LOL.
join her Discord server when she turned 18. Food Shops claims this person was a catfish and claimed to be older, but they were banned.
I go in the house, but if the puppies look the part, I want them to... Wait, who the... What the fuck is that message up there? If the puppies look the part, I want them to taste the part. Jesus Christ. I want boys to have dog cocks. Boys aren't people. I want boys to be sterilized all in about 5 minutes. Very bewildering. Take a break. Successful ban of Ico in the house, which is Food Shops apparently. Reason, I want boys to have dog cocks. Point are people I want to... Quip, it's not the end of the world, it's just the end of your time on our server, but who knows, maybe we'll see you again in the future.
From DGG for talking about dog cock, and then once again, when they were found out to be a minor. They were banned from Zonia's Discord as well for being a minor, so...
Oh, this is the 17-year-old, okay.
A bit strange, to put it lightly. Food Shops was like...
I don't recall if they ever interacted with my server. I do remember soon after my convo with FS, though, we decided to ban FS. Because we did have one suspected minor on the server, so we felt it was a good idea to ban Food Shops just to be safe. I know for me, I don't have like all the deets available to provide hard evidence or anything like that, but I know it would be unlikely that FS didn't know that person was a minor. They were very open about being a minor to everyone, and they got banned from my server after they pulled some stunt and Beckett's threatening to post their nudes as a revenge gay op to get the server taken down. Like, everyone knew that person was a minor.
So a bit strange, to put it lightly. Food Shops was like 26.
Discord is very strange place. Very strange servers, very strange behavior in all these different places.
Or something during this, in fairness, if that matters.
Wow. Amazing. Okay, did I miss exactly where this is? D anti-fans attack SFO. Where's the time mark for this? Must be over here. Yeah. Looking like it. Awesome.
Somebody's accusing him of... Excuse me? It's actually... I don't know if that's actually worth it. Whatever. I was hearing about this earlier. Yeah, but it seems to be like 19 and 17? 19 and 17 is nothing. Wait! Oh yeah! Wait, hold on!
Literally just wants to keep his liberal Zog anti-Hassan fans, yeah.
For this is more pertinent. Okay, I promise.
It's really all social connections at the end of the day. Like, when it gets down to it, most of the reasoning for like a lot of this behavior is like social circles. You want to keep your social connections. It's really just that simple.
To be before today is just kind of a Destiny day. Alright? And today is kind of a Destiny day, so yeah. Might as well get all the Destiny shit out of the way, you know? So then when we come back tomorrow, it won't be that crazy, I guess. Sorry, it won't be that Destiny. Won't be too fateful. Get it? Because Destiny. Get it? It's not funny. Don't laugh. Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Amazing joke.
So it's actually by Mrao, our favorite anti-fan locale. It's 11 minutes. It says Fat Lying Chaser and Mrao Live 4 hours ago. Okay, so this person has a crush on me, and because he cannot get on me, because he cannot get to me, I think he now has a vendetta against me because
Mrao's specific like form of humor, I would imagine, is basically just like saying like outrageous, crazy shit towards people, no matter who. And so I don't think anyone actually believes there's like a sincere crush there. It would be crazy if Food Shops actually believes that there was a sincere crush. So yeah.
He cannot get to me. All right. 441 views. Okay, so far. 4 hours ago. Not bad. I hate Short Fat Otaku. All right, let's take a look. Fat Line Chaser. Uh-oh. So there's actually a prepared video, it seems. So good luck.
Short Fat Otaku, despite the rancid, self-deprecating name, is a political and philosophical content creator.
Get us a Destiny Skinwalk moment there.
440.
We always get Destiny Skinwalk moments. That was a very particular one.
1 views. Okay, so far. 4 hours ago. Not bad. I hate Short Fat Otaku. All right, let's take a look. Fat Line
Short Fat
Chaser.
Otaku.
Uh-oh. So there's actually a prepared video, it seems. So good luck.
Short Fat Otaku.
Good luck. Got the yeah. Good luck. You got the Skinwalk
Despite
1.
the
Skinwalk 1 point.
Rancid, self-deprecating name, is a political and philosophical content
We're not keeping track. That would be too many. It would go on endlessly.
creator. Going by Dev, he struggles to gain any sense of notoriety as of recent, failing to at least get 10,000 views to
He is struggling career-wise, but in terms of notoriety, I'm not sure if he's short on that. I don't think he's short on notoriety. I think when it comes to notoriety, he has plenty of that. Yeah. Like I think he has plenty of notoriety. It's just
It's just
in
a specific space. Like I guess he's known to a degree, but it's like it's not enough to like help out his career. No. Like, what do we mean in terms of like what's his level of notoriety at a certain point? You know. You know, is it enough to suggest that like it's meaningful?
His videos have been struggling, so I understand.
despite having over 140,000
Oh yeah, a little bit of a lore, okay? So Mrao Live, the person who made this video.
Yeah, that's like that's rough. Looking at those numbers though, 141K subscribers. And looking at the like the views on each video is a little rough. I mean, it could be worse. It could be way worse. 20K views, 16K views, 17K views, 9.8K views, 16K. Could be way worse, I suppose.
It's the original person who said this, okay, about me.
Listen, I'd be lying if there wasn't an M2F that I wouldn't go crazy style on.
Yep, that's him. Yep, same person who made this video.
Subscriber.
Yep, that's talking about me.
These numbers are dwindling as well, but he still keeps chugging along. Maybe if he put this much effort into literally anything else, he wouldn't be an ugly, fat, disgusting, lying piece of shit. On the 20...
Dude, that image of him is, it's just a little unfortunate.
6th of April, Hassan.
This is some, like, reverse Flash levels of...
Lying piece of shit. On the 26th of April, Hassan.
Dude, it's crazy.
This is some, like, reverse Flash levels of hatred, dude. This is some Lex Luthor Batman levels of hatred, dude. This is some Batman against Superman levels of hatred.
And Ben Shapiro have a little spat on Twitter, and as you would expect from a degenerate bottom-feeding...
Kind of suggests that it would be like unreasonable amounts of hatred. No. It's pretty reasonable. It's pretty reasonable.
Scum, Dev decides to try...
This behavior should be very condemnable. Very, it should be met with a vehement hatred. These people should disgust you as much as they disgust Morale or myself. It really should just be like met with total resistance and total disgust.
What the fuck? Wait, also not only that, like, why call Dev a chaser when you yourself is a chaser? I don't I don't understand the logic there. Like you're calling him the same exact thing that you probably are. Also, I'm pretty sure Morale is also fat. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong though. But...
Big own
Who is to know better who is a chaser and who is fat than a fat chaser?
on Hasan, claiming that the recent Trump shooter
It's
was
really the fetishization here that makes like Dev a chaser, and arguably from the behavior that I've seen, Morale kind of come off as a chaser in the very bare minimum, if not a chaser directly.
actually a Hasan fan. Does Dev show any evidence for this? No, not at all. In fact, the shooter was actually retweeting.
Oh, that is an L on part of Dev, by the way. Okay.
It would be crazy to be like a fat chaser person who's just like, it is a little weird. It is a little weird, but it's like, you know, it's a little weird somebody being a fat chaser insulting another fat chaser for being a fat chaser. But I guess it's like that self-hatred of like, we shouldn't be fat chasers. Fuck you for being a fat chaser, you fat chaser.
That is an L on a part of Dev. I think the shooter is not a Hasan fan. It's pretty clear that the shooter was like a liberal, right?
And just to clarify, just being into trans women or trans men doesn't inherently make you a chaser. The derogatory, people have used chaser to mean that, but the derogatory word of chaser is used to invoke this idea that you are specifically fetishizing trans people to such a degree where you have objectified them as a specific fetish that you would partake in, but you do not deem them, you know, human necessarily. You do not treat them with respect.
And disagreed with him politically. Hasan points this out, and instead of taking the L, Dev says, step up to debate or step off. What?
I mean, at least he is willing to debate about it. Like, I feel like whenever somebody gets hold...
But, like, that's a little embarrassing. Why would you debate about this? You're, like, so transparently wrong. It's just, like, even more embarrassing than, like, avoiding debates almost. Where it's just, like, I'm willing to debate about this clear, like, pay attention for, like, 2 minutes. Pay attention to the ongoing story for, like, 2 to 5 minutes, and anyone's reaction to my tweet, even my allies correcting me. Let me just hold true to this very obviously wrong take. Let me debate this. It's just very stupid. It's a very stupid behavior.
Up into one of these like positions. I feel like they just never want to debate about it. But
who just lied about an attempted presidential assassin?
Why would anyone debate about that position? Why would you debate about that position? It's a stupid position. It's very clearly wrong. It would be a waste of a conversation.
I do think he's wrong.
Being a Hasan fan got proven wrong, and your response is debate me, bro. I'm sorry, Dev. What would the debate be about exactly? There is zero evidence for your claim and plausible evidence for Hasan's defense, you fucking idiot. But hey, just so you know I'm not compromised, Hasan shocked his dog, and as an empath, that truly affects me. Let me introduce you to performative activism.
Bro, dude, I think this is too much energy, bro. Did Dev fuck your...
It's better to have too much energy than a lack of energy.
Or like, well, what did Dev do? What did Dev do to you, man? Oh, it's jealousy over me. Wait, it all makes sense now. Oh, come on, Brown. That's a little weird, man. Is it? Oh my god, it's just because Dev is closer to me. Oh no, oh my god. It all makes sense now. It's because he's jealous of my closeness with Dev. But it isn't because who can get closer to Dev, it's about who can get closer to me, because they're both chasers. Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh my god, bro.
Hasan is bad, so nobody's really gonna care if you lie about him. Dev gains
I'm hoping this is a joke. I'm hoping this is a joke.
social capital by lying about Hasan, claiming that the recent Trump shooter was a Hasan fan. Instead of arguing in the replies for his position, he does a quote retweet battle where he substantiates nothing. The goal here...
If that's not a joke, it's like, holy shit, you overestimate yourself a little bit here.
Isn't to prove that Hasan is wrong, or more specifically, that Hasan does harmful content that creates politically...
I'm pretty sure Dev is married. No, no, I don't think they're married yet. Though to be fair, like
by the way, how many people have talked about this Hasan guy is crazy. Fox News has been on a Hasan binge. Where was this tweet? Did I look at this tweet with all the list of people who have covered Hasan? The news outlets. There's like holy shit, man. 64 new articles since last visit.
Has written a piece. New York Post has, oh, Jesus Christ. Post has two articles. Socialism, Mamdani's alma mater. Less than a third of New York City's Jewish voters think Mamdani's doing a good job. Jesus Christ, dude.
How many
David Marcus.
times, man? I think we get
Rise
the
of Marxism
point.
is a Hydra Democrats
People have made up their mind by this point. They're really trying hard for this one.
created but can't control. Fox News, Los Angeles Times. Camera, normalizing Islam against extremism. Camera is a Israeli operation, by the way. The Committee for Accuracy in Middle East Reporting and Analysis is a major pro-Israel media watchdog. Yeah, it's literally an Israeli agent. New York Sun, National Review, Times of Israel. The fuck Times of Israel got to do with me?
What Ezra Klein gets wrong about anti-Zionism. Dude, they're just like non-stop with it. It's crazy. So he must be doing something correct. He must be really threatening in some way, shape, or form, because that's like obsessive. All of these, like, you can't just say Hassan's not relevant or anything. Like, you can't make these arguments anymore, or like doesn't have like any impact at this point. Like, they Barbra Streisand him to this point of relevance, to where now, like it or not, he has somewhat of an impact on a specific part of the political space. It's kind of wild, to be honest. Yeah, gasoline is $7. We can't talk about that. Hassan bad. Yeah, remember Hassan bad? Don't you guys remember? You remember when Hassan said that thing about the 9/11? Remember that?
I think
Remember
Dev
when
has
he hurt our feelings?
told me that she
Oh
is.
wait, can I look at this? Because I might do this next. Because I don't think it's on Tucker Carlson's actual website or whatever, or his YouTube channel. If I can watch this.
You spend a day with.
Hopefully this doesn't get copyright flagged. I'll watch that later.
Is the one.
Because that dude, this needs to be watched. We need to look at this.
Like, she is the one. So they seem to be pretty like confident that, yeah, like she is the one. Yeah. And it seems like they do get along, so good for them.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Violent people. The goal here is to look like you're a genius debater who owned Hassan on Twitter. You look smart to the Droolian DGG cum guzzlers. You've aligned yourself.
What the fuck? Yo, I'm telling you, dude. Reverse Flash, okay? Professor Zoom, okay? Not the video calling conference thing, but Professor
The level
Zoom,
of
okay?
engagement
All
with this
right?
is like super whack though, because it's just basically like, oh, like you're a hater, you're a hater, you're a hater. Like, is there like not an incentive to like actually make a substantive argument of like why this isn't the case or why it's justified to be this kind of person or whatever? Like, there's no argument at all being made. This is why like doing like food shops like slop, snark is a little rough.
Reverse Flash only aspires to have this level of hatred, dude.
There's only so much you can do with food slops like snark.
What in the dude? This guy is the hater of haters. What the fuck? Like, actually insane levels of hatred right here.
But this proves nothing. Ultimately, you lied about Hassan,
the
and you will
fuck?
never take accountability for this lie or the several others I will point out in this video.
Yeah.
Because with a dying YouTube channel and nothing really going for you, what more can you really do while you sit on your lard ass all day playing pedophile slop games? Really pushing boundaries with the 13 live concurrent, fatty. The step up in debate line Dev so proudly
Bro! What am I watching right now, bro? The unhinged energy is off the charts.
shouts is also
Oh, what am I watching right now? Unhinged. What am I watching right now? This is crazy. This is crazy stuff here.
Extremely pathetic, given he has
the
constantly ran from
What the
JStalk,
fuck, man?
a streamer who is opposed to Destiny. This is important because instead of debating
You can see the performativity. It's actually crazy. I noticed the staggering difference between when a streamer is being like really fake and performative, like they're trying to make it work. You'll notice the meaningful difference between the sincere moments and the like blatant like fake moments. It's like clear as day here.
JStalk, talking to him directly or DMing him.
It's because JStalk has trouble progressing in his career because he's stuck on Kick. That's why. So he wants to latch onto any platform in order to gain some kind of leverage or to gain a new audience or something, right? Like for example, like I have no doubt that JStalk would probably like agree to, or JStalk or whatever. Okay, just talking, Geostalker, whatever. Like I am convinced that he is just trying to gain a foothold on YouTube, right? Outside of Rao Kitten House, who is pretty much acting.
Wait, what are you talking about? What are you yapping about?
Us as YouTube editor, essentially, but
Wait, what was this in response to?
Is to look like you're a genius debater who owned Hassan on Twitter.
Did she
You
have a
look
stroke?
smart to the Drooly and DGG cum guzzlers. You've aligned yourself.
what the fuck, sir? The hater of haters.
Ultimately, you lied about
What
Hassan,
the
and you will
fuck?
never take accountability for this lie or the several others I will point out in this video.
Yeah.
Because with a dying YouTube channel and nothing really going for you, what more can you really do while you sit on your lard ass all day playing pedophile slop games? Really pushing boundaries with a 13 live
What am I watching right
a streamer who is opposed to Destiny. This is important.
now? The energy is off the charts.
Shouts is also extremely
What?
pathetic. given he has
I felt like she had a stroke there.
constantly ran from JStalk, a streamer who is opposed to Destiny. This is important because instead of debating JStalk, talking to him directly or DMing him,
It's because JStalk has trouble progressing in his career because he's stuck on Kick.
What is she responding to here? What does she think she's responding to here? What is that? What is the relevance here?
That's why. So he wants to latch onto any platform in order to gain some kind of leverage or to gain a new audience or something, right?
Who said this has to happen on Short Fat Otaku's YouTube channel? What are you talking about?
Like for example, like I have no doubt that JStalk would probably like agree to, or JStalk or whatever. Okay, just talking, Geostalker, whatever.
He already
Like,
has a platform basically by Ryle putting out the edited videos onto his own channel. Not that I don't know if he receives an actual income from the, or they share. I don't know how all that works, but he has a platform here enough to. I'm sure eventually, if YouTube will let him appeal, he doesn't. It's not a means of like I got to get more attention by making an appearance on Short Fat Otaku's YouTube channel. What the fuck are you talking about? That wouldn't even help grow him in the first place. What are you talking about?
I am convinced that he is just trying to gain a foothold on YouTube, right? Outside of Rao Kitten House, who is pretty much acting us as YouTube editor, essentially, but
he would rather gossip in Destiny's offline chat about him.
That was
JStalk
like-
tags him in his
That was like dribble. That was like dribble.
server to confront him for lying, and Dev
What was the
doesn't
point
respond.
of any of that?
Dev makes a claim about Pixie using the court system in bad faith, says he was proven right, and yet again, JStalk confronts him, and he doesn't respond. Dev is extremely willing to make claims about people without substantiation. He will say Pixie is an evil sucker.
I mean, like, to be fair, right? Like, just to be very fair, I don't think they deserve like any amount of good faith, right? Like, normally, if this was a
Like, generally speaking, if you have a bunch of detractors, to one degree or another, you would want to try to, like, engage with the obvious bad faith smears, right? You'd want to, like, engage substantively to make your point clear and coherent. And to make sure that the narrative that you don't like about yourself is corrected. Like, I suppose like one of those ways to do so is to actually confront them in a live setting substantively, right? I mean, like by Short Fat Otaku's like means, like he wants Hassan to do that with Destiny, right? So he should do that with JStalk or any other detractor. He should do that. This is a standard he holds himself to. And I think generally that should happen. It would just depend on the threshold of like how much of a like an outrageous liar somebody is. Now that's going to be subjective and different for other people. But generally speaking, I think you have to hit a high threshold for you to be like justified in being like, I'm never talking to that person ever. I think, sure, I don't think any of the people that SFO has had an issue with has met that threshold at all.
About like anybody else.
And he
If this
hasn't
was
even
about anybody
substantiated that like they've even come close to that threshold.
else, I would probably be like, oh, Dev, why don't you talk to this person? This person seems to be reasonable and they're calling you out. But these anti-fans are not reasonable. These anti-fans are not reasonable. And they're not like just calling out for the sake of calling out. They want to get
It's just not that it's not reasonable. It's just that it hurts your feelings. Ultimately, that's what it all comes down to. It hurts Food Shop's feelings to hear this. It hurts Short Fat Otaku's feelings to hear any of these criticisms in the biting, scathing way that it's delivered. It hurts Destiny's feelings. It hurts their feelings. If they're insecure when they're called out.
on you. They want it to be on.
It's ego, basically. Duh.
Like Cam, basically. Like, yeah. Like, they aren't there to have a good faith discussion about whether or not, like, Steven is guilty or not. If they just want to be there because they really fucking hate the guy and they want to see his career fail and, you know, whatever. Right?
Yeah, but why do they hate the guy? Perhaps it's a lack of accountability. Perhaps it's spreading lies and narratives. Perhaps it's his actual behavior, but perhaps it's his actual sex pest behavior. Perhaps that's why they hate the guy.
But, yeah.
And even in hating the guy, they haven't felt the need to lie about the guy. They haven't had to. There hasn't been a need to. Why spread lies about somebody you hate when you could just tell the truth? The truth is condemnable enough.
This whore, but will never explain himself. This results in Dev constantly virtue signaling, doing performative activism, and running constantly
This
from
is why
debates,
Food Shops
all while
feels
criticizing.
compelled to justify that, oh, you can tell lies about these people, because Food Shops doesn't have a principle.
Hassan for doing the same exact thing. What if I told you Dev actually had a pattern of lying though, and this wasn't just the one instance with Hassan? Let's start small. Someone asks Dev if he's okay with pedophiles in his community. Dev says, no, that's why I banned you. In contrast, here's a clip of Dev saying he feels bad about banning pedophiles in his community as long as they're not preying on children in his Discord.
If I knew for sure that someone on my server was trying to diddle kids, then I banned them like 100%. Yeah, but like, off your server though? Hey Dev, what's up? Hey Holtznader, what's up? Like, if none of it was happening in your spaces, it just, I don't know. It feels wrong to me.
On Twitter, I made...
It's still a little crazy to say. I don't know if he intended it to come out that way. If I'm being charitable, maybe he didn't intend it to come out that way, where he's like, I don't actually give a fuck as long as it doesn't happen in my space. I won't. But it does come off as if, well, if you've groomed children outside of my server, I won't, I condemn that, but you won't be banned from my server as long as you don't actually groom anyone in my server. I don't know if that was what he meant. I don't know that's what it comes off that way, but I don't know if that's what he intended.
I don't care what's wrong with what he just said.
Yeah, we know you don't get it.
Am I the only one that like knows how to differ like between like feels-based statements and like affirmative prescriptions on what you should do? It sounds bad, but then like it isn't that bad. Okay.
Reference to Lilith Lovett being a fan of Shadman. Dev criticizes me for saying I came without evidence.
Literally, who gives a fuck? Like, I hope people realize that like for years, like Dev was friends with Sargon of Akkad. Like, this guy is the most problematic, one of the most problematic British people of all time. Okay, one of the most consequential, problematic British people of all time. Okay,
you're allowed to associate with whoever you want. That being said, people are going to judge that harshly. Okay, they are going to judge that, especially if you lie about how bad these people are, if you like openly defend them and minimize their actual actions. I don't think a lot of people would still appreciate, even if you didn't sweep for them, being associated with those people. But, at least there's something there where it's like, okay, this person's not sweeping for their behavior. That's the bare minimum somebody could appreciate. It's like, okay, well, at least you're not lying about what a disgusting fuck this person is.
Okay? Like, I don't know why, like, this is pointing towards Lilith Lovett when, like, Dev has been, like, best friends with Sargon for years. But...
This is funny considering he had no evidence for the Hassan shooter thing, but sure, let me substantiate my claim. Unlike you, in 2018, Lilith Lovett did a cosplay of Shadman. This was after Shadman sexualized.
Wait, when? 2018? Bro, you have to dig up, like, the fucking dinosaur excavation brush for this one. Like, what the fuck?
Real children with Daphne Keemstar's daughter, and Lieutenant Corbus.
It's like, it doesn't really matter how long it was. It doesn't matter. It's the kind of behavior you're like, oh, okay, that person's like pretty sus. Has this person meaningfully changed? I don't know. Has this person condemned this behavior or Shadman or anything? I don't know. But it's still also like, even so, even keeping that in mind, it's like by that point in 2018, you have a good idea of who Shadman is. You're clearly a fan. It's like, it seems like you're probably likely to have like somewhat of a pedophilic interest in, so like in the art that Shadman creates. You know, you're probably a fan for a reason.
Lilith Lovett also promoted the
probably.
same DIY HRT website.
Oh, she's like, bro, that was in 2018. 2018.
Okay, end? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, this person's changed. Okay, can you exhibit how this person has changed meaningfully? This doesn't mean anything. This argument of like, oh, this pedophilic behavior, like you do know, it's still worthy of criticism. It's still worthy of like looking into it and being like, I don't feel comfortable around this person. I think this person's kind of a freak. Doing this in public, especially.
What? Who cares? 2018, like how long does that go? 8 years ago? Bro, I bet that, dude, when 8 years ago, Mrao was probably in his fucking baby's crib. Like, what the fuck?
Is Keffels, the same one with the lolicon packaging, the same one that was criticized for attempting to circumvent parents in order to give children hormone replacement therapy. Dev is also friends with food shops who claim to have POCD so severe they had to cross the street in order to avoid spontaneous child abuse.
Like, for example,
oh my god, not this shit again, bro. Oh my god, every time, bro.
well, I wouldn't
It will
even
never not be brought up. It is inevitable that it will be brought up. This is your life now. This is your life now. Don't ever be surprised. Don't ever be surprised. It will always be brought up.
walk on the same side of the street as a kid, like in real life, just because I had POCD. I was definitely scared of kids. Yeah, I was just like incredibly definitely scared of kids in general, because I would be so scared that I was like a real pedophile.
I like how like he's playing this as if like Mrao hasn't himself said that he would hit on a 17-year-old. And he would like knowingly hit on a 17-year-old. Okay, so really nice projection there.
That I would convince myself that I was a monster, that even breathing like the same air
Yeah. Okay. We're talking about you here.
as children would be like violate, like be a
We're talking about like actual little children. The 17-year-old commented, okay, that's a little nuanced. 17 is the age of consent in some places. I think at the time, Morale was like probably 20. No, I don't think you should be hitting on or having sex with 17-year-olds, but it's a little bit meaningfully different by comparison to what you're talking about when you're talking about, I was scared of crossing the street and being near actual little children. I was afraid I was going to predate on them.
Food shops would attempt to show email.
Like I don't quite understand what exactly is the point of like showing this, just mainly because like I think this was during a time which like I was like really open with the internet about like my various mental disorders, especially OCD, right? And even if it sounds like that at first, the only reason I'm saying these out in the open in the first place is because like I was cognizant, right? I was cognizant of, oh yeah, I have this issue. I'm gonna
just because you're cognizant and self-aware doesn't mean you should be displaying this behavior out here in public, right? I would say no, you shouldn't do this,
right? But like these people don't believe in any kind of mental
No, we
health
don't, because you were lying about this.
or therapy or anything. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't expect them to understand it, right?
To justify their
You weren't
therapist
prescribed
supposedly
Lolly or anything like that. You said you were prescribed Lolly. You weren't prescribed Lolly.
prescribing
It's a side tangent.
lolicon pornography.
Like seriously, what was I supposed to say? Like, oh yeah, I should like on purpose be closer to kids. Like, is that something that like the anti-vans want me to do back then? Is just like be
You
closer.
should settle your mental health issues in private. In private, not display your public fetish out about here. Like a retard.
To kids?
You should not be talking about this at all. Fetishizing 12-year-olds, especially with that pedophilic interest of POCD or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Is that the other prescription? You're comfortable with that? Like,
as an answer to this troubling problem. The email had nothing about Lolly or POCD included. Later, Food Shops admitted that Lolly was only briefly mentioned.
So you've been to therapy for the POCD thing, and you consume Lolly separately. So have you ever
Well,
told
I went to I went to therapy for OCD in general.
Okay,
But sure, yeah.
So does the Lolly consumption, does that come up in your therapy sessions? You don't have to tell me.
this is deep lore. Okay, like unironically.
It came up in one session only, and only as a side tangent.
Food Shops lied about being prescribed lolicon porn to attempt to justify consumption and even views.
True.
No, I don't think I've lied at any point over the course of that drama. Okay, and like it's almost like physically impossible for me to knowingly lie.
It's almost physically impossible.
Right?
How is it physically impossible for you to lie?
Just
What are
mainly
you
because
talking
like
about?
I think also part of OCD is like this fear of like guilt, right? And I think that if I ever knowingly lied, like I would feel really, really guilty about it.
You're just supposed to take your word. If I knowingly lied, I would feel really, really, really guilty. So therefore, I didn't lie. It's physically impossible because I'd feel guilty about it.
So it's like it's almost physically impossible for me to knowingly lie. Like that's not possible, right?
It's not
What is
possible.
this?
It's not possible. I'd feel guilty. Your Honor, it's not possible that I'm lying about my case. It's not possible. It's not possible that I lied to the police during my interrogation. I would feel really guilty. Your Honor.
Theo, I don't know. Like I would like to say
Your
like,
Honor, you don't understand. He would feel really guilty. So therefore he's not lying.
dev video, but like apparently it's automatically transitioned to being like a Food Shops anti-fan video, which is like fantastic. Okay, you know what, stuff from 3 to 4 years ago, hell yeah, bring it all up again. Okay, just so you know, okay, like this brown guy probably still has a crush on me, so I don't know why from his perspective he's into.
She actually does believe Morale has a crush. Okay.
To someone who says all these things, all right, it's all very suspicious to me. Like, does he want to be the kid in this scenario, in like a role play sex scenario? Kind of weird, if you ask me. Okay, but
Lolly as drawn child pornography.
Yes, I consume lolicon. Okay. Yes, I recognize it is drawn child pornography.
I disagree with this.
That's exactly what a liar would say. Your Honor, how can my client be lying about any of this? It would feel really good. It's so insane to say that. It's so insane to say that and think that this is a good argument to make.
I think that CP, like at the end of the day, like it implies that there is an actual child victim, but yeah.
Okay.
I disagree.
No, there's wait, hold on.
Scenario, kind of weird, if you ask me. Okay, but
Lolly as drawn child pornography.
Yes, I consume lolicon. Okay. Yes, I recognize it is drawn child pornography.
I disagree with this. I think that CP, like at the end of the day, like it implies that there is an actual child victim, but yeah.
Okay.
It depicts a child. What you just described was fine. It would be drawn, animated child pornography. Okay.
I disagree with
I
myself.
will say Food Shops
What do you disagree with? That would be an accurate assessment. I would imagine.
isn't a pedophile, but really, let's just hear it from Food Shops themselves.
Let's say you're a pedophile and you're trying to hold yourself off with lolicon, lolly, right? To try and like hold yourself off so you don't.
I am a pedophile. I like femininity.
Yeah, that's a joke. That's what jokes are.
So do you like it more or less than like masculinity?
I want a cute little girl that I can wrap my arms around. I need to have a little girl to wrap myself around. I need to have like a 12-year-old.
It's hard to take.
Yeah, this is shock jock humor, okay? This is 3 to 4 years ago. Like,
You don't understand. I had POCD. I liked making arguments about lolicon being ethical or not being ethical. I was obsessed with those arguments. You know, I have a very specific interest in consuming this content, lolly material, food shops. Love that. But all of these jokes, while even being in the framing of jokes with the context, makes people think like this is a weird fetishization. And you know, it's like when a racist person is telling racist jokes. You're like, well, I don't feel as comfortable with like the things that you're saying anymore, because all of your other behavior like gives me an indication that it's not just a joke to you. Like partly this is, it's like you're telling me who you are through humor, right? Like, it's like when you're saying like black people are like, they kind of deserve to be slaves, right? Don't you think black people kind of don't you think black people kind of deserve to be slaves? Don't you think that? And then like you're like to gain a broader idea of like my politics, or like the way I think of like any issues, policy decisions made by Supreme Court for one, and bringing back like basically what is it, Jim Crow basically. And I were in agreement with that. Wouldn't you feel more uncomfortable with like edgy jokes that I'm saying like that? Like, wouldn't you get a different framing of like what kind of person I am? I'd imagine you probably would. It would be pretty reasonable.
Like back when I was a earlier content creator, like I was like way crazy. I was super crazy.
I was super edgy. I was super crazy. You know, I was just saying crazy stuff. I was just saying, now I've calmed down. Now I've realized the error of my ways. And therefore, that means all the things that I was saying back then, I can't be held accountable for. And all the sincere moments as I'm talking about my POCD, all this other stuff, you can't think I'm a pedophile anymore. You can't think I'm a pedophile. You can't possibly believe I'm a pedophile, even as currently I admit, even to this day, that I indulge in that material. Come on, dude, this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous argument. Come on.
Just very embarrassing now, but yeah.
It's I'm very embarrassed. Excuse me for my embarrassing conduct, where I admitted that I indulge in lolicon material. Okay.
There's nothing else.
You have to pick one. Either be the person that you are, admit that you like the material, and say that you're a pedophile, or you know, if you want to be like nuanced or whatever, you say, okay, I'm not clinically a pedophile, but most people know that like, if you want to be that person, go ahead, say that. But like, you can't be in denial. You can't be in denial about this. The cat's already out of the bag. No one buys this shit unless they're like low IQ. I'm sorry.
Okay. Like these are just like really embarrassing clips now, but
it's just embarrassing, guys. It's just embarrassing.
Like nowadays, I definitely watch what I'm saying, but yeah.
Dev at his word.
I don't buy this for a minute. It's been I don't know the time frame, but like, you're still a danger to children just based off your advocation of swatting Dan Saltman and his wife and kids. By that alone, you're a danger to children. Let's be real.
Remember, this guy has these saved? Yes. You should reread your manifesto. Fuck no.
That wasn't that long ago. It can't have been that long ago that happened, where you just blatantly just advocated for Dan Saltman to be doxxed and swatted, and you included the wife and kids. You're a danger to kids, food shops.
Okay, peaceful clipper. All right. Good try. Okay.
When he is so obviously psychosexually compromised at the sight of a borderline crossdresser, really taking in the pre-transition photos as he went along. His wife even caught on to this, making fun of him for chasing mid-trans hole on Twitter.
Oh man, so I got a private message of
Oh, now we're back to Dev. Okay.
Trump's. He was talking to other people. It was like leaked to me
Okay.
a few months ago.
Okay.
He's now saying that apparently I was like in love with Lilith and I was pining over her while he was fucking her the whole time. Like,
I think as far as I'm concerned, like Lilith.
It's so massive. It's massive. Cope this video here, where he's like talking about it because it's framed through this lens of like he's delusional for thinking that. He's delusional for thinking that I was simping for Lilith and that I got cucked by him or whatever, and then his own wife or girlfriend or whatever the fuck is basically just like, yeah, but you kind of did want to fuck her. You kind of were aiming for that. No.
And like,
it's so embarrassing that he's just like presenting this front of like, I totally didn't get cucked. I totally didn't get cucked. And she's like, well, you kind of did.
SFO, they're just friends. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a clip of them having any kind of romantic tension between them ever. Like, it's a really weird thing to kind of like put out there, that like a man and a woman can't be friends with one another because, well, like if a man and a woman are friends, like one of them has to have feelings for the other. I think it's just ultimately a very toxic mindset to have, but you know, I just
okay, wow.
Like I don't know, these
really an insight.
Concepts are like foreign to people like Mao who just like stay online all day and then like they literally cannot conceive of any kind of like fucking normal friendship between a man and a woman. It's just silly, but
completely fucking.
Also, just so you know, Lilith Lovett is trans, and I would not be surprised if Mao also wanted to fuck her. Okay, like out of spite.
Delusional bullshit. She's cute, but no, I was never interested because I'm not like a fucking retard simp.
That's not fucking true. You flirted.
Oh, really? Okay.
I feel like ultimately, like maybe this is just something I disagree with, but like I don't see anything wrong with people flirting with friends all that much. I think that there are limits to draw. Like I don't think you should cross the boundary into cheating. But like I don't know, man. Like maybe this is just like me being gay and then like having like female friends or whatever the heck. But like all the female friends would just like flirt openly with other female friends. I don't fucking know. Like even if like they were already like they had another partner or something. It's just yeah.
Well, I agree with this. Let's see where this goes.
I mean, maybe like here's the thing. I can't speak for Dev's relationship. I can't. Okay, but I can only say things that I myself have seen, right? And I myself have seen. I don't think I've seen much of like Lilith and Dev. Okay, but
gotta do is look and swallow.
Let's see where this goes.
Anyway, it was ridiculous.
Like the only time I think I've ever had Dev approach me about Lilith is when like when it was like more of a personal emergency and it had nothing to do with romance.
You shouldn't even bring up, even in vague ways, you shouldn't even bring up whatever the fuck that was, but okay.
Yeah, pining? Definitely not. Wanted a good digging down from? Yes.
No, can I just not have any honest, real conversation with you anymore because you're like this right now?
Listen, I'm on your side. I'm still saying.
What the fuck?
Yeah, then don't get swallowed. Can you restart?
I don't know how. How do you start?
I don't know. I'm asking if you can.
Don't know.
Okay. Not like actual flirting, just like casual, just being like fuck Twitter flirt. You fucking say you fuck traps on Twitter all the time.
It's not flirting. It's goofing around. Flirting means okay. For it to be an actual flirt and not just a joke, there has to be real intent behind it.
Chat. I need a poll. I need a poll about.
No garden this year, Astro.
I feel like flirting like implies that there is like you want to go somewhere with it.
So it's a contradiction already. It's just like she can't stay consistent because earlier she's like, oh, it doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to be like a true intent. And now she's saying the opposite. She's agreeing with SFO here, saying there has to be intent if it's flirting.
Right. Like there is intent behind it. Right. But like there is such thing as like, God, what do you call platonic flirting? There is no such thing as platonic flirting, right? I'm so confused.
Dude.
Yeah. But also,
you were
like,
just saying that there was platonic flirting.
To comment on like any kind of relationship problems that Dev may have because he has a long history. He has a long history of like him having his history online, right? Like for other people to dig into, right? Like here's the thing that's kind of unfair, right? Dev's own relationship problems are his own relationship problems, okay? Ultimately, at the end of the day, okay? But like this snarking means very little to me, right? Because I would imagine that if any anti-fan would go on to like also stream their life like this, if any anti-fan were to also stream their life like this, I don't think it would be even close to as like good as this. I mean, right? Like much less like being in the
dude.
same room as a woman, right? That is not their
I
mom.
mean, like,
That is-
I do have to say, it could be worse for SFO in terms of like embarrassing stuff about his like, you know, relationship with his girlfriend. It could be way more embarrassing, but you know, it's not. It doesn't look good. This is one of many reasons you just do not bring your private life stuff into the streaming area space at all. What game are you playing? At the top right. Oh, never mind. That is her game. Yeah. I don't have 2 monitors. I literally can't do that. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe this is the way I should be making content all the time, which I usually do. Because it gives me more time to actually pay attention to what I'm watching and actually absorbing and responding, unlike food shops or Destiny.
Okay, but like, yeah, I don't know. I like this is just none of my business. Like any kind of relationship issue, that's not.
Although
my...
I do like playing like something here or there, but I have to like the way I have to do it is I have to be having the game screen full screen, and then I have to switch back and forth. You know,
business unless like I'm being asked about it, unless like I'm actually being like, because you know Dev is a close associate of mine, so like I'm not here to like fucking get in between him and you know his partner of like 10 years, by the way. Okay, but yeah.
About whether or not telling a woman you'd fuck her on Twitter counts as flirting.
Intent is a hard flirting name.
I'm not cheating, I'm just goofing around.
It's not cheating though.
Dev framing his relationship with Lilith as normal is a bit
is
dishonest.
that on her screen? Oh yeah, I was about to say this is not on my screen. She got the thing popping up. Wait, that's not my screen, is it? No, it's not. It's her. Oh, okay.
He was really interested in this trans
shit.
badge.
I can help you.
Oh no, I was watching mass reactions. My bad. I was caught. I'm caught.
Shorefight Otaku.
Oops.
Twitter counts.
Also, I'm not entirely sure like what's the point of showing this? Like what exactly is the point of showing this?
Though that he would go onto her Kiwi Farms thread and start defending her from A-logs. Not well, mind you. A lot of the messages are just gross sexual comments, but an attempt was made nonetheless. Dev also lied in my little Twitter spat with
Wait, who? Mass reactions relatable? It's nice. I actually rewatched the mass reaction to Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. It's actually really good. Like I forgot how good it is. Like because like you have to keep in mind like when I watched it is like it's like you know, you have to wait like years until like the next movie. So when I watched it in sequence from the mass reactions, it hit.
I watched Across the Spider-Verse like 2 days ago. Across the Spider-Verse is really going to depend. It's going to depend on how good it actually is in full when Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out. Dude, you still have to wait till fucking June of next year for Beyond the Spider-Verse. Fuck you. Fuck you, Lord and Miller. What the fuck are you doing? Get this shit out. Get this heater out. Why is it taking you this long, bro? Like 4 years. Jesus.
Different. It hit different because you're able to see the themes
Okay,
connect. You're able to
Don't care.
that they communicate about this like off screen a lot. The fact that they're still together, I don't know, should indicate to you that they probably go and solve their issues, right? Unless like maybe they are.
It's a little snarking on the relationship. Is it like, oh wow, you guys should break up or anything? I don't think that's what Morale's saying, but okay.
Completely immature and whatever at the age of like 30.
Who cares? You're completely immature. You've done like 10 times worse. You've snarked 10 times worse. What are you talking about?
Something?
Why? It's so
like,
disgusting. It's so disgusting to, you know, snark somebody's relationship. Okay, as if you don't. All right, buddy.
I just doubt like there is actually any like real issue here. If it doesn't work out for them in the end, then I don't see how that's like the issue of any of the anti-fans.
Wow.
I just don't get like if whether or not the relationship works out is none of the anti-fans' business, but they're going to make it their business because
brilliant.
You know, they're going to be smart.
Who asked though?
snarking on the relationship, right? They're going to be snarking on the circumstances of, Dev's relationship with her, which is like, I think just, obviously it's a fucking douchebag thing to do, right? Like your relationship failures and successes, like being judged by people on the internet, especially when Dev
Sorry,
is
I'm
being
doing
open
baby talk to my cat.
about his relationship by gaming with his girlfriend is just, I don't know, it's just disgusting, okay, in my opinion, but okay.
I'm not cheating, I'm just goofing around.
It's not cheating, though.
Dev framing his relationship with Lilith as normal is a bit dishonest. He was really interested in this trans baddie, so much so that he would go onto her Kiwi Farms thread and start defending her from A-logs. Not well, mind you, a lot.
Wouldn't you defend a friend?
But why do you go into Kiwi Farms and antagonize Kiwi farmers, dude? If you have a thread of you on Kiwi Farms, literally just ignore it. If you're doxxed, you're doxxed. You're probably there's no need to like give them any incentive to continue like engaging with you in a more visceral, aggressive manner. Doing stuff like this will provoke them. It's just really stupid to do. It's just really stupid. There's no point in doing this.
Wouldn't you
Especially to defend a friend, it's like, who cares, dude? Who cares?
Friend? Like, this is another, like, weird thing that, like, literally nobody in the real world would be able to relate to, by the way. Like, nobody in the real world would be like, oh, well, see, they're in love with one another. I need more evidence than this. By the way, these, like, anti-fans, they pride themselves on evidence. They pride themselves on, like, whatever the fuck, right? But, like, clearly there are holes, right? Like, where is the evidence that, like, since you made a claim here that Dev was into Lilith, right? Where's the evidence outside of, like, Dev and his girlfriend having, like, a brief spat over it, right? In public. Like, where exactly is the evidence? Because I don't see it. Like, yeah, there's a clear lack of, like, shown proof of any of these claims.
A lot of the messages are just gross sexual comments, but an attempt was made nonetheless. Dev also lied.
It's crazy that you have, like, SFO running from JStock. Meanwhile, when I had conflict with JStock, I was just like, I was the one challenging. I was the one like, no, we gotta hash this out in public. While literally everyone else is like, no, handle it in private and this server or whatever, like amongst your peers. No. If I'm going to have a dispute with somebody, it's going to be public on my stream. And Dev is just running. Dev is just running from JSOC. Why? Hash it out. Figure it out.
My little Twitter spat with him.
Defend yourself. Fight back, buddy.
Another quote retweet, which I'm sure makes him.
Bro, this is just like #1 hater type shit, bro. Like the hatred, okay? The hatred is crazy.
Feel super badass, saying how he doesn't pay attention to my part of the internet, implying he never saw JStock's offer to debate. This is such an obvious lie, I don't know why he even typed this out. I have personally seen Short Fat Otaku in Queeman's chat. He has called into Turkey Tom streams. He made a video about Chugga Conroy. He calls into Wick streams frequently. You engage with Destiny. You go into his offline chat and shit talk JStock when you're too scared to say it to his face. So much for those bullshit safe spaces you constantly complain about.
Well, why should... I guess my question is, like, why shouldn't you lie to anti-fans? I think that's
I can never lie. I'd feel too guilty. Why shouldn't you lie? Just blatantly admitting like you're a lying piece of filth. Like, yeah.
Point during my coverage, I think I've literally said that these people do not deserve your good faith, right? I feel like SFO is just putting to use the lessons that I have taught like during my coverages about the anti-fans, essentially speaking, right? Like I feel like I've taught like a lot of these lessons about like, oh yeah,
run away, lie, eat hot chip, and die.
I do think it's justified to lie to these people because they're wretched. They're like wretched stalkers, right? So like, I don't know. Like I feel like that's just kind of adhering to.
So therefore, okay, by your logic, this means it's okay that if Hassan lies about you being, by your estimation, okay, you're saying, oh, Hassan lied that I'm a pedophile. Well, it's actually okay if Hassan does that because you're like a wretched stalker, or like a wretched like A-logger, weirdo, like connected to Destiny in his orbit, and then you're an anti-fan, so it's okay to lie about you. So if Hassan lies about you, which by the way he didn't, but if Hassan lies about you or lies about anyone else in that space, It's justified. It's justified. It's justified. Food Chops, it's justified Hassan lies about you. It's justified if any anti-fan lies about you. This is like, we're just doing a whole like loop here. It's a whole reciprocal thing at this point. You're just like, oh, it's okay to do this behavior. It's like, no, you kind of want to have some standards. The idea is to hopefully be better, be more morally principled, not be what you say like other people are, and why you condemn those people for being those things in the first place. That's kind of the goal.
Adhering to that, no?
By the way. In January, Dev tweets out saying, I actively killed my own channel rather than sell out to MAGA. I have 0 regrets. This frames Dev as being a principled individual, one unwilling to sacrifice his values for things like money or social influence. Dev lied about Hassan.
If you duck people, don't get to call other people. Are you talking about Dev? Because Dev has debated anti-fans before. I'm pretty sure I covered it before.
And when he was proven wrong, he refused to engage. Dev ran from debating JStock and lied, saying he doesn't pay attention to the space.
Wait, is it JStock declining to speak to Steven? Or is it Steven declining to speak with JStock? Because one of them is definitely avoiding the other, right? Yeah.
It's JStock declining to speak because even by your own logic, it's perfectly justified because Destiny is an active liar, and there's nothing that you gain from engaging with him, right? Except for in this case, it's actually legitimately true. It's actually legitimately true. Verifiably so. Over and over, time and time again. And also, yeah, I would agree. Generally, you don't always have to debate to hash out everything. But I would imagine in most cases, if you're like comfortable with your position and you felt certain on your position, that you wouldn't really cower away from being challenged. Destiny's only an exception in the case that Destiny, and the way he frames things, the way he constantly does little dirty tricks, reframes the argument after a certain point, it's just like there is nothing to really be gained. There's nothing productive really. It's basically, you might as well just, I said this myself, I was like, you might as well just like throw insults at him the entire time and make fun of him the entire time. That's like the only way to actually engage with that guy, is just to make fun of him. That's it, for being like a loser freak. That's about it.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, right? I don't see any reason for Steven to turn down like an encounter with JStock. But yeah, who knows?
He himself is in as justification. Dev has a history of saying doxing is bad.
They stalk, they dox, and they're not above IRL harassment, including 4chan.
Because most of the time doxing is not justified, right? Like if I were to say colloquially killing people is wrong,
it's not justified in this case either. You haven't even approved that any of it was justified to dox any of the people that he doxed. It wasn't. None of it was justified.
That not like, and in the next breath I say that
yeah, no connections to any specific person being connected to Kiwi Farms reasonably so, and that they collaborated or anything like that. You have literally nothing to work off of to be able to justify any of these doxes.
In self-defense is right. That's not like obviously what I mean by killing is like murdering, right? Like if I say killing is bad, right? Obviously I'm talking
like, again, you're just making justifications to get yourself doxed and any other person on Destiny's side. By this logic, anyone can dox anyone on your end, too. You know that, right?
Really speaking, in most cases, killing is bad, right? Like, dude.
By the way, I don't actually feel bad that this person got doxed because she actively advocated to dox and swat multiple different people. So Dan Saltman for one on swatting, but doxing other people in general. She's actively advocated in Destiny's interest to just dox anyone and everyone associated. So I don't feel bad for you. I won't advocate for anyone to dox you. It seems it's already been done, but just in general to seek out any of that information. I don't advocate for that. I don't think it's okay. But I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for you at all.
This is a level of autism that like it is obviously like such bad faith autism, like just completely unserious people, like completely, right?
And prank shit, like ordering a bunch of pizzas and taxi cabs to someone's house.
Yet he participates in communities where doxing is not only done, but justified and celebrated. Short Fat Otaku is a coward, a liar, an unprincipled loser, grasping desperately for any sense of relevancy by epically quote tweeting Hasan, despite very clearly being in the wrong. But hey, Hasan is bad, so it's all justified, I guess. The entire point of principle.
Yeah, but it's not just like, oh yeah, Hasan is bad, okay? It's funny that the anti-fans say this, but like these days, do you know what they're doing? They're defending Hasan. Like they are actively defending Hasan.
It's cool.
Okay? It isn't
That's cool. That's cool because he's basically, for the most part, just kind of kept to himself as much as humanly possible, while a tirade of endless like harassment has been inflicted upon him by Destiny, Fox News, like just tons of different people throughout, his entire time on the internet. Well, Destiny primarily, and Ethan Klein, and yada yada yada, liberal Zionists or freaks, even leftists at certain points where they're framing him as a liberal Zionist. So at a certain point, it's just like, I've never really seen him openly advocate for anyone to be doxxed. Have you? I haven't seen it.
Hasan is bad, or that being like a caveat or whatever, is that they are actively like praising Hasan. 7-month update. I have infiltrated the Discord and collected information on littering to pass on to the FEI. It's only a matter of time. Okay. Thank you, Megan, for the tier 5. I appreciate the 7 months. Okay, you've always been a very close
you
supporter.
just let me know when Hasan actually does something substantive that like I can like actually condemn, where it's like on the level of of Destiny just completely sexually abusing like partners by spreading out their material to people who shouldn't have it, to where it gets put out on the internet. It psychologically impacts them in such a way where they contemplate suicide.
And I appreciate the dono. Yes, I do appreciate the renewal. Also, like, I just want to say, like, yeah, Dev is wrong here, okay? Like, he is. He's not correct, okay? But, like, bro, the fucking anti-fans dick suck Hasan now. They dick suck Hasan now, right? Like, shamelessly, I'm saying. Crazy style, one might even say. Like, wet sloppy toppy style, okay? Like we're not just talking about, like, begrudgingly saying, oh, yeah, Hasan bad. Like, I'm talking about, like, they're actively worshiping this motherfucker, okay? Like, Jay Stelk literally set up his Twitch times so then he could possibly get raided by Hasan. So in case one day he ever gets raided by Hasan, like, his Twitch times line up.
Yeah, that's just
so
not true. Apparently that was always his time or whatever, but,
starts after Hasan. Like, I have seen it before. I have seen him say that before.
I'm sorry, like, maybe the constant defense or for Hasan is probably because you have like constant antagonism and you have Hasan derangement syndrome. It's not our fault. It's not our fault that you guys all chose Hasan as the target and that we all tend to defend him the most because you guys are, psychosexually obsessed with him and you can't stop running your mouth about him to such a degree where it feels like you should probably be put in an asylum. That's not our fault.
It's embarrassing, okay? Like, this is not just begrudgingly saying that Hasan is bad. This is like actively dick sucking him, okay? But
is that they work for people you don't like, or even your enemies. Dev is compromised and will lie about people he doesn't like to defame them, and will lie about people he does like
to try. You're just dick sucking. It's like, this is just mass projection. Like, your entire channel is dedicated to dick sucking Destiny. That's your entire channel in essence. It's just massive projection. And you even fail at dick sucking. You can't even please him, man. You got your fucking permissions taken. That's crazy. You're not letting back in the house. You know that, right? You're not getting back in the house. And if you do, it's going to be as like an amusement. You're going to be like used as like just like a fucking loser. Just someone to laugh at. A worse position than Mr. Grohl, quite frankly. At least Mr. Grohl had interesting things to say.
to make them seem less bad than they actually
He hasn't lied at all. Okay. Any kind of inconsistency was probably because like due to 3 to 4 years ago, like I was actively crashing out. So then like obviously I'm not going to be perfect in terms of.
Come on, Food Shops and Dev can't talk about gasoline in Iran because Hassan is so bad. Yeah, don't you understand? Hassan is the social ill, guys. That's part of the reason I think there's like a high focus on Hassan from Fox News is that there's this weird thing where it's like we need more to work with to frame the left Democrats as like unhinged or radical or crazy. And it's like, well, we have Hassan here. Let's work with that. And, you know, it seems like everyone's has like a somewhat of a vested interest in the liberal sphere, like the little center status quo, shill, like Democratic end. And then you have, you know, your far right or your Fox News or, you know, any of these outlets that are like, you know, this Hassan guy, he's kind of a problem. He's kind of a problem. And like inadvertently what they did was just help elevate him to where he could actually do more for the people he's actually, you know, trying to help. It's crazy. It's had like the exact opposite effect that they wanted.
Speaking, right? Now I am, okay? Now I'm confident in the way that I talk about things, okay? But like back then, no. Back then, like, yeah, I was an inconsistent mess because I was crashing out, right? Like, you have to keep in mind that I had the entirety of like Twitch poll like railing against me. So obviously, if Dev cares about me and he's willing to defend me and he's asking me questions, I give him inconsistent answers, right? Which then puts him in a tough position of trying to be consistent, if that makes sense, right? So obviously, because I'm the one giving him inconsistent answers at the time because I was crashing out, right? It's not his fault. It's not his fault. No, just put it on me instead. Me from the past.
are. Dev is
No,
the
he's still sweeping for you because he should be able to come to the conclusion it's like this person's like in denial. This person's clearly like a pedophile. Like he just doesn't care. He doesn't care. Now, if you don't care, just be honest and say I don't care. But like he won't even do that.
very thing he rants about in his videos and complains about on Twitter. There is way more I could put in.
Shaken, not stirred.
Hey, Proto Man, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that. Also, I just want to say this, okay? Like, remember, okay, if you donate, you get to make Mrao mad, okay? Because I'm pretty sure Mrao, like, fucking burns the fuse out every single time somebody donates to my stream, okay? Because he's, like, jealous of how much money I make despite, like, my lower viewership these days, okay? Because apparently my lower viewership has, like, no massive impact on my money, at the very least. So I think he's jealous of that. So just remember, if you want to make Mrao mad, you just have to donate more, okay? If there's any motivation to donate, there you go.
Here, like him trying to defend himself on his own Kiwi Farms.
2018 internet pressure was, well, it wasn't 2018. Like, this was, 2023-ish, like, times. 2024, 2023. Like, it was, like obviously 2 to 3 years isn't entirely, like, a lifetime ago, but it was definitely a while ago to the point where...
it feels so long ago. Is it crazy? Why does it feel like so long ago? It wasn't that long ago, but it feels so long. It feels like that happened, like, almost 5 years ago. Oh my God. Insane. I might, I haven't made up my mind. How long have we been going right now? Not that long. 2 hours, 31. I'm probably going to eat here pretty soon. I might stop here to have this as a VOD. I'm going to try to do this more often, where I end at a reasonable time with some of the VODs or whatever, and I cut it up, and we can make segment videos. We can do the dev segment, food shop segment, and stuff like that. I think that's what we're gonna do. Let me take a minor break here. We're gonna end stream, and I think we'll be back in like an hour or two max. I don't think I have work tomorrow. Don't think so. So we should be able to get the Tucker stuff done and whatever else is happening. Okay? So we will be back. We will be back. We will be back. Keep this in mind, all right? But in case I don't return, I'll probably only because of like an emergency realistically, but yeah. Yeah, we will be back.